Hello everyone, welcome back to Laurence Plays. It's a Monday, so it's time for some more Factorio Planetary Pioneers. Hurrah! And I think the game sounds are going out of the wrong output, so let's just tweak that before we get started. So we are back on Rubia, or still on Rubia, depending on how you look at it, because there's still a little bit of tidying up required on this planet, I think, before we set off to our next place. Last week we messed around with some other stuff, so I personally have not got the right, apparently not got this in my history. So I was over on Norvis and I set up this green science production facility over here. We finished off Rubia to a certain extent, and then because Mike wasn't around and it's his planet, we went off to do other things instead. So there's been a little bit of messing around with other things, and things now got built. We built up a bit of stuff, but now we can go back to Rubia and well, just see what else is required over here. So that'll be we'll be asking Mike about that in a moment. So hello, Ings.
Laurence, you
hello,
finished
Doopy.
that
Hello.
build?
Yeah, I think so. One moment. Hello, Bodeasy. Thank you very much for the resub, Mark, and hello, Peter, regular, and Mike about it as well. Right. So
Hello, Chad.
Hi.
yeah, so the build is basically finished, but it's waiting for the correct number of cubes to be brought over. So they're still arriving. But other than that, it is functioning, as you can tell by the gentle trickle of green science packs coming out of there. But yes, there aren't quite enough cubes, as you can tell by looking here and noting that the cubes are all grey. You can tell when you have enough of these things because you get some of the good ones coming back out again and looping back round rather than everything being used up. Also, one of the machines often has a red light on it, like that. So yeah, this is a weird build. Sorry, I've distracted myself already. But this was felt like a very weird build because I basically needed one of each machine in order to produce 70 science per second or whatever it was, something fairly ridiculous. But that's just the power of late game tech, which is kind of fun. So it's nice to see things like this. Right. Oh, hello, Crazy Frog. Welcome. Good to have you here. Welcome. It's this your first time chatting, so thank you for joining the stream. Hello, Kartoffel as well, and Quagor. Right, so back over to Rubia. Mike, what do you think of what we've done to your planet? And
I'm having a look. Can confirm you've done things to it.
Good. I'm glad you've noticed that because I can't remember very much what we're doing. I do remember that I built this ammunition production area down here as a top up. I built the wall area, production area you're looking at just now, and have decided that the kryptonite walls are basically pointless on this planet. They just, yeah, the rocks smash down.
They're meant for this planet.
It could be, although one of the things they are sold for is that they will catch the trashsteroids. But when they catch the trashsteroids, there's such a splash damage area around them that it doesn't really help very much.
They're useful where?
Sorry?
They're useful where I've just pinged.
Oh, you didn't ping where I thought you pinged. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
they're covering that pipe up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for reference,
that pipe got destroyed at some point during last stream.
Okay.
And so this.
When it says they catch the walls, the trash roids, I mean the trash roids get pinned against it. Yes, there, I see it.
Yes.
You've got to find one quick enough.
Yeah. So I discovered, however, the splash damage of the trashsteroids hitting the ground will damage things that are in the first 2 squares behind the wall. So we could have put the wall here, but to be honest, it doesn't matter.
Oh, I thought it was 3. Okay.
And I think it's about 5 in front of the wall as well, although the area in front of the wall is obviously vulnerable for them hitting anywhere. And also, you only get, I think I worked out, you only get a build area of about 3 or 4 squares before the next one possibly could smash down. So we could have one landing here on the left side of the wall and therefore damaging the first 2, or we could have one landing about here and therefore damaging about the 7th or an 8th ones past it. So you only get a narrow area where you can put stuff. So this pipe that Tristan's is protecting is fine and is defended. However, it's not really enough to be particularly useful. Now, it's one of those things, like I was saying with Pelagos, when we got the fluid boats. No, it's a cargo ship. The fluid tankers. No, I don't know. There are a couple of them drifting around somewhere, but we got them rather late at the point where we didn't really. There was no real incentive to upgrade to them or switch over to them. And it's similar on Rubia, because it would have been great to put a row of the kryptonite walls down here, over here for the people watching in-game, to protect all the stuff that's generating the ammo right out on the western front. But by the time you've got the kryptonite walls, you've already solved that problem. So it's just sort of there's no real need to upgrade or switch over to it because it is a solved problem by that point. But anyway, never mind. They're there on the tree. We've made them. Oh, and incidentally, they have less health but better resistances than the carbon fibre walls, which we got from Castra. You can tell I've been writing video scripts about this, can't you? So we've got the kryptonite walls. Let's do this in the PDF.
Is there any reason why there's no arm there? Because that. No, it's exerted from the.
Yeah, it looks like it feels like it should be, doesn't it? But
it was removed because you didn't want more trains being made, and you can't just rotate it.
No, it's fair. It's just that it goes all the way over here to the rocket.
You could shift them. Reasonable. So an inserter could be shifted with the picker dollies. That's probably the nearest equivalent we can do on this planet.
I thought we had it before, which implies that lots of locomotives have been shipped off.
But there's none in the rocket, and the odds of it being an exact rocket number that went through is slim to none. Well, slim anyway. What to say?
That feels like someone cleaned the belt. Although, no, that seems highly unlikely.
It does. So, looking at the kryptonite walls have a base health of 800, whereas the carbon fibre walls have a base health of 1200, so 50% more. Oh, I should supposed to turn the aircon off because it's noisy. Right, the background noise will disappear in a moment. So, however, I did notice that the resistances on the carbon fibre wall were mostly significantly lower than those on the kryptonite wall. So, it's possible that some maths will need to be done in order to work out which is the best one to use. So, for example, here you can see physical resistance is at 30-60%, and here physical resistance is at 10-40%. So, maths would be required to work out which is better, and with the ones that have the static quantity of resistance, it's going to depend on how much damage is done by each thing that hits them. Yes, you're probably right, Cutoff. Mike is just going to say I hate everything, but then quite a lot of it, yep. he was here and supervising while it was being built. So it's he's probably still going to hate it anyway. But never mind.
Yep, I want it from east to west rather than west to east. Crack on, lads. It honestly looks fine to me. Not gonna lie, I'm slightly struggling to remember exactly. I've been on holiday for a week.
I'm trying to
remember this time.
Yeah, I'm also struggling to remember exactly where the switchover was between, because we had the rockets at the end of your last stream, and the only thing, I think the only thing that's been done is putting in the kryptonite walls and the ammo production, and then general expansion of making more of everything.
This is new, but I knew about this because that was my recommendation.
Yes.
At the end of, I can't remember if it was actually on the stream or if it was in chat afterwards, saying, "Hey, we're basically done on Rubia." So there are, if you open up the tech tree and have a look, start from Project Trash Dragon. Yeah, exactly. There's a whole load of Operation Iron Man. Sorry.
Yeah, it was after the kryptonite axe. Although technically that was an actual normal research. And then there were all these things. So this one, for example, required yeeting a load of wood. This one required yeeting a load of electromagnetic science packs. So all of these things needed to be brought over. So Tristan set up a request for all of that, sent ships out to go and get what we've actually produced at the moment. Because there are some things like this one. This is a cryogenic science pack. We've not got those yet, so we can't get the Gamer Girl bathwater, which is probably not entirely a bad thing. We also can't get the zinc grills because we don't have electric coils. Because again, that's another foreign planet thing that we haven't been to yet, and so on and so on. So there's quite a lot. There's a handful of things in there that we've got, and a handful that we can't get yet. But Tristan has put in a request list here, and he's been going through and deleting all the things that we've already done. And then anything is still on the list will be requested, brought down, and then thoroughly yoked by this crapapult until we do those researches. Yes, good point. That was also last week. I think you're quite right.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
So
we have unlocked. Doing that, we have unlocked another science pack, which we'll need making here.
Oh, yes, there's the bioscience. Biofusion, as Kartoffel has just brought up as well. Yes, so we wanted, we're going to let Mike have a look at that recipe and decide how he wants it to be done, because it requires biter eggs, and it requires...
It has to be produced on, what's it called?
Rubia.
Rubia, thank you.
And it also requires the iron bacteria. from Gleba. So that's going to be fun. Let me find this thing. If I can spell anything at all today, which I clearly can't. Biofusion Science Pack. So, iron bacteria, biter eggs, and brown froth. Well, the brown froth we already have, so that's one tick already. Biter eggs, and in fact the other two we have, we just don't have them on this planet. The problem, the biter eggs aren't going to be so bad. That's just going to be ship them over and hope for the best, because they have a spoil time of 30 minutes, which is some time. Although, and there's plenty of guns on this planet to defend, to deal with any biter eggs that might possibly hatch. But then we have the iron bacteria, which have a spoil time of 1 minute. So we're going to need to start making those pretty sharp. We're going to basically need to make those on site, and probably in the ship on the way over to keep them alive as they come. So that's going to be.
Isn't there a later, after a cooler tech, where we can have the biter spawners? We can build the biter spawners, the captured ones.
There is. I didn't know it was post-Aquila, but yeah, there certainly is. But I don't know if we'll be able to build them on Rubia specifically. That's worth looking into though. And then we'd need to ship in Bioflux, but we're already doing that for Norvis. So yeah, that's possible. So the making iron bacteria requires jelly to make them from nothing. There are alternative recipes, which is the cultivation, which makes them from existing iron bacteria. And you can put them in a box, but the box will also probably go off. Yes, it will. So
propagation of key Gleba bacteria is no longer surface locked. Is a thing that we've now achieved.
Yes. So that's this one, the iron bacteria cultivation. This can now be done anywhere, which is nice. However, the producing it from scratch can still only be done on Gleba. So what we're going to need to do is launch some iron bacteria up to a spaceship. Then keep cultivating them on the spaceship on the flight over, and then drop them down and start cultivating them on the ground. So that's going to need a slightly specialised spaceship, but it's going to need a specialised module to be attached to a fairly normal spaceship. And then once we've got it established out and working over here, we just need to bring over massive quantities of bioflux to keep things running. So another ship to bring bioflux from Gleba, which may in fact mean that we need more bioflux production and launching capacity on Gleba in order to keep it happy, because we seem to be a little bit on the edge with it in that Norvis it's okay now, but it has had issues, and I don't think all of the issues were due to me breaking the system when I made the Rubia spaceship. It's had sort of struggles before.
Yeah, I don't think it's production capacity, but transport ship capacity or launch capacity. I'll look into that when we cross that bridge.
Okay. Yeah, and actually looking at the belt now, there is a solid, but there seems to be a plentiful supply of bioflux on Gleba in the launching area, but there is only one rocket launching it. So yeah, if that was expanded.
I know there are more.
He's doing it through bot, is it? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I've just seen Operation Excreman, which increases the number of cargo landing pads per planet from 1 to 2.
Ooh.
Although that's behind Prometheum, so never mind.
Oh, okay. It's something we can get it very, very, very later. Good.
Yeah.
So how much of this goes in a rocket?
Okay.
Rocket capacity of 10 stacks. So this will fill up 4 rockets, and this one's a 5th. Yes.
Would you rather make the fun and interesting spaceship to bring iron bacteria over as a wanna, or set up all of the biter egg breeding stuff necessary to make the biofusion science packs?
The biter breeding stuff is still going to be happening on Norvis, isn't it? We're just going to be launching them up by rocket when we need them.
You'd be bringing eggs over by rocket.
Yes.
All right.
I was going to say no. That was a query as to the questions. I think I'll go in and I'll tweak the. Oh no, we're gonna need basically another Gleba export ship, except one that's except temporarily it's going to need to have something to keep the iron bacteria alive on it, isn't it?
You can use available ship for that.
Available ship. Oh yes, so I can.
Yes, it is.
Indeed, available ship. Awesome. I'm not sure I can because I can shuffle these lasers up a little bit. That'll be fine. I just need to squeeze a chemical plant in here a bio plant in here to do the needful. Right. Okay. Yes, I shall use this ship then. Thank you. And then this can be a ship in the long term which shuttles back and forth between Gleba. I guess it goes between Gleba and Rubia. Actually, let's have a look at the map. Is there sense in doing a multiple stop thing? So where is Rubia? Is there. So we could do Rubia Gleba to pick up the Bioflux, because Bioflux lasts for an hour and a half. Then Norvis to pick up the Biter eggs, and then back to Rubia. And that's a fairly sensible triangle, I think. As long as the Biter eggs are ready fairly quickly. Maybe better to do it the other way round, actually, because the Biter eggs are going to be. It's going to be the. Oh, how are we going to do this? Are we going to have the ship arrive in orbit over Norvis and say, "Hello, can I have some Biter eggs, please?" And then Norvis will go, "Oh, all right then. I'll send a train off to go and get you some fresh ones." It's probably not going to do that, is it? It's going to send over whatever's in the
there'll be some in storage.
in the storage systems, which could be at any level of life. Okay, we'll do Rubia Gleba Norvis then. Okay, well we'll do that, and hopefully they'll be reasonably fresh.
Are we going to make ice boxes on Rubia? Do we have water on Rubia actually?
There is no water on Rubia that I remember.
Do we want to put in a space platform and start dropping ice down onto Rubia so we have water in order to make? We need. Oh no, we have light oil, so we could have so we can make the carbon dioxide for the ice, so that could be done. Yeah, this seems reasonable. We're going to want to do all of this as close to the landing pad as possible in order to basically in order to not have stuff out of the not have Biter eggs out of the cool boxes.
Yep.
That sounds like somebody else's problem. I shall start modifying this ship.
Oh, many of these things are other people's problem.
Yeah, but I don't want to go in and try and solve all the problems at the same time because I'll lose track of what I'm doing.
Laurence, can you make the specialist ship?
Yes.
Thank you. Tristan,
Hello.
how do you feel about making an iron bacteria manufacturing setup on the planet already, or Laurence, are you expecting to do that as well?
I haven't planned to yet, but so I'm happy.
I'm assuming he'll bring in some that is going to spoil soon, but hasn't yet.
Yes, that's my intention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
So basically, when the stuff hits the ground, you've got a minute to get into the system and bootstrap it.
probably slightly less than that because of flight travel time.
Well, yeah, but you're going to have to refresh it in flight because you ain't going to get.
Oh no, I meant travel time from the spaceship to the ground.
Oh, sorry, right. Yowza, good point. Let's call it 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
The other problem is the this is feedback stuff, which Rubia really likes.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're
So
right.
that's.
Yeah, I've had a thought for this.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you couldn't. Oh no, you couldn't. I was just thinking a wagon, like a big wagon chest, but that doesn't work as well.
No, because you can't pass
but
vertically.
It's going to have to
Move.
Yeah.
move. Yeah.
I've just had a dirty, cheaty thought that I think I should mention so we know to outlaw it. What would happen if you used diagonal inserters on Rubia?
No.
Ooh.
I mean, worth a try, but I doubt it.
I feel like it's cheating and it shouldn't be allowed. But I'm sort of curious to see what would happen for science.
As
It
long
turns
as
it horizontally right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thus breaking it from being what?
So the top left one I placed pointing down and left. The bottom right hand one I placed pointing up and right.
Yeah.
So it's just forcing them to not be diagonal inserters. That's
Yeah.
I was wondering which script would interact with it first, but I think the Rubia one.
Well, Rubia one presumably just keeps running over and over again.
So,
exactly.
interesting point. A couple of the people we have, a couple of people in chat have pointed out that we could bunny hop over the iron bacteria, rather than.
That's true. Yeah.
Should we do that
Oh,
instead?
that's boring.
That's boring, yeah.
No, do
We'll try it without
come on.
first.
I mean,
Alright.
yeah, and we actually. Oh no, we have rocket ships. Yeah, we could.
Right. So this needs to not have a get
Oh, this-
foliax product. So let's just delete that because it's going to cause problems later.
There's so many ways we could hack it if we wanted to, but no, let's
Do it
chat.
properly.
Chat, come over here. Let's have a look at This is a chance to make Laurence cry. Why are you abandoning it like this? Come on, chat. Get with the program.
Take more. No, I'm used to this level of terror from my compatriots. I mean ship designs. Why has this not requested any nuclear fuel?
Okay, so Laurence has got that. Tristan's going to make the receptacle for when it arrives.
Don't need that. It's the foliax thing. Don't
Job,
need that.
please.
That's the foliax thing.
Yep. Mark, would you rather have the importing of biter eggs or the construction of a ship for harvesting ice in Rubia orbit whilst also being defended from things?
I'll get back to you in a moment, chat.
Trash.
I don't care. I think the biter import because it's a Gleba thing.
Okay, biter egg import for Mark, please.
Yep.
And then Saphir, could you please make a ship in orbit to basically harvest ice and drop it to
Sure.
ice? Thank you very much.
Mike, what's your plan for nutrients?
I was going to let you worry about that as part of the making an iron bacteria feeding system.
I am going to be bringing bioflux over. However, we have. There's lots of chat. Let me catch up with chat for a moment because there's quite a few interesting ideas in here. Yes, we went over and getting all the research stuff for Rubia. That's quite right. True, we could put in laser turrets. We've sort of not used laser turrets so far. I think it's because we couldn't until we'd maybe we could have built. Could we have built laser turrets? What's the recipe for a laser turret? Will you tell me if I hover over here? No, it won't.
No, we haven't had batteries until recently.
Until that would be it. So we haven't been able to make laser turrets until very recently. So it had to be bullet weapons. Carbon is one. Oh, I see. Looks the bioscience and yes, we need to get the iron bacteria over to Rubia. Could we get the Rubasca iron bacteria tech? What was the Rubasca iron bacteria tech? I don't remember that. There was definitely and we had. I don't think we had any iron bacteria related stuff over here, did we? There was the biological stuff here was all with the turbo fish. So no, I don't think there's anything iron bacteria related on Rubasca, unless that's not the planet you meant. So the icebox will help with the biter eggs. I think let me check the boxable items again because it's very limited. I don't think it even includes this one. Let's check. Dry ice is for bio. It can keep the bioflux in a dry ice box actually. Eggs and agricultural science, but those are the only ones. So we can keep the bioflux fresh with it.
Quick question, Mike. You want just ice to be delivered from space?
I'm going to say yes, please, for now.
There is a ship in orbit of Norvis, available ship. Is that really available anymore?
No,
No,
that's the
not
one I'm
using
using now. I should probably rename it. Sorry.
So, Tristan, the serious answer to your bioflux question is we could ask Mark to include bioflux as well as biter egg import.
No, that wasn't my question. My question was nutrients.
Sorry, nutrients. Oh, never mind.
Nutrients just come from bioflux as long as we don't run out.
Yeah.
Isn't there something on Rubia that produces spoilage?
Why do you want nutrients?
So that the biochamber can run?
This is a good answer to the question.
I'm going to need to bring some nutrients up as well to keep the biochamber running on while it brings the stuff over.
So, obviously, we could use the Rubasca protein juice stuff, or we could use the red bottles from Foliax. Both of those require shipping in for that.
But they last longer.
Yeah.
That's instead of nutrients, isn't it?
Yes.
Was making nutrients from bioflux.
I'm inclined to grab grab some as the initial kickstart,
Yeah.
and
That makes sense. Yes.
Yeah.
Right, so we've got quite a few people trying to tell us that now that I can get a word in edgeways that we can make bioflux in space, and I'm trying to because yes, and I think it's using the space agroponics in order to grow the brim fruit, not the brim fruit, the yamako and the jelly nut in space, and then we can do all the whole processing on a spaceship. So if we're building up a space platform in order to do the in order to collect ice to drop down to make water to make dry ice, then we might as well use grow the fruit on that one as well and make the bioflux there.
Okay, Sophia, please can you make a floating orbital habitat capable of a whole agricultural array of doom so that nutrients so that bioflux can be dropped to the surface?
So what you want to drop to the surface is ice and bioflux?
Yes, please.
Alright, gotcha.
Right, so I suppose bioflux in space. Yes, correct. Yes, you can never restart it on. Or if you want to restart it on Rubia, we're going to have to bring some supplies over, like the iron bacteria and whatever, in order to kickstart it again. So yes, you're quite right, Crazy Frog. It's never going to be able to start itself back up again. Board Easy points out. I think the thing is, if it fails for whatever reason, then it's probably because one of the inputs has failed, and therefore, or one of the supplies has failed, and therefore, no matter how many things you have that are trying to make it, you're still going to have that same problem. You're still going to have that shortage. So, and it's going to affect them all. The chances of one, if we set up multiple production chains on Rubia, the chances of one of them failing and the other one's not is pretty limited. It's pretty small, I would expect. We should check what we can do with the bioscience before you do bioscience. Maybe, we're going to want to do it at some point, and worst case we come back and speed it later.
What you can do.
If it turns out we make 10,000 of them and then don't need to use them for anything, then we've made 10,000 that we'll use later. So I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, maybe I should check it just out of curiosity.
So the things you can do, the one that you're going to be interested in is the long-handed stack inserter.
Oh yes, I remember finding out about that. Yes, thank you. That rings a bell.
That we want to export. There's utility science packs can be manufactured in a biolab, so a biochamber, to get the efficiency bonuses, which is.
That's a. What is that?
I've read the text. I think that is it Lupo, who's the author of the mod, has added a few little references for us to pick up on.
Maybe.
And I think this is one of them.
Your explanation on how it works will be highly anticipated, Mr. Expert. I've never been called Mr. Expert before. That's just not quite true. But I don't often get called Mr. Expert. So that the effect, the utility science pack effect, is that a I'm trying to alt click on it and it won't. That doesn't seem to be a that's not a standard utility science pack, but maybe it turns into one when you wipe the bottle down a little bit.
The effect is that it allows you to create utility science packs in a new machine.
Yes, but it allows you to create them in the biochamber, whereas we're currently making them in the where did it come from? The science enhancer machines from Igris. There we go, Igris. So is it actually going to be better? We'll find out. You can do things with it. Yes, that seems like a pretty good explanation. Right, so we'll have that, and then yes, there's Operation. Oh, that was the one that requires us to go out to get the cryoscience, Prometheum science pack. We can get that. We can get nutrient productivity. Sure, why not? We can get nutrient. No, here we go, Tristan. Once we've yeeted 1,000 biofusion science packs, we can then get nutrients from the biosludge. So
okay.
We'll be able to start making nutrients on Rubia after we've used lots and lots of nutrients on Rubia. But that'll be good.
Yeah,
that'll be good as a sort of emergency bootstrapping, probably,
yeah.
Assuming it can be done in a normal machine. It can't be done in a normal machine. It can only be done in a biochamber.
Yeah, it's not a bootstrapping, but
no, but it's a production at least. So we maybe loop it from there. Looping is fun, as we say.
there's a behind the biomanufactured utility science pack, which you haven't explained yet, Mr. Expert. There's an unknown tech, and behind
That's true.
there's another unknown tech.
Yeah. So we'll find out about those and once we've done them. So there is some stuff, but mostly it's the long-handed stack inserter that is the really exciting one here that we'd like to know about. Looping and also sometimes snooping. Right, so yes, getting back to chat now, while I've remembered they exist again. Sorry about that. Yes, we are indeed going to do nutrients. You're quite right. Yes, Crazy Frog, we have a handful of planets to play with. This is sort of the point of this mod pack. Is basically let's have too many planets and see what happens, and it's been a lot of fun because there are some great planets in here. There've been a lot of very, very interesting ones. Some of the computers are starting to struggle a little bit with the size of the factory at this point, so it's possibly, unless you've got a particularly good computer, it may be best to only do chunks of it at a time, perhaps, or maybe build on a slightly smaller scale than this. But it's good fun. We're enjoying it. Potentially having a separate rocket system for exporting eggs would be a good idea. Although I think we're keeping them in ice chests on Norvis, so they are being kept frosty. That means they're at 50% health.
No.
The eggs are not. Why are the eggs not being kept in ice boxes?
Because Mark didn't want to let me.
Can't get the stuff.
But they don't have to on Novice because they are safe inside the chambers that make them.
Once they're in the mall.
Well, once they're in the mall, no.
Yeah, it's in the mall specifically where they should be kept in ice boxes, but then they're not. They're just kept in a yellow chest.
Yeah.
Every so often they all escape, and then there's a bit of a bit of a light show to get rid of them.
I mean,
again.
a bit of carnage never hurt anybody.
Well, except with them, if they all hatch on the spaceship, yes, they'll get lasered quite happily. That's not the problem. The problem is that then the spaceship will get over to Rubia and it'll go, "Here are your eggs." Oh, I dropped them all. Whereas if you keep them in an ice box, then they'll always be at least 15 minutes of health, 15 minutes of life, which should be more than enough for them to get over to Rubia and then be shoved into another ice box to recover. So, yeah. Anyway, where is it? Yeah, we can bunny hop in the bacteria later if it fails. That seems fair. Once we've done it once. Is there a cube recipe for bioflux? I don't think there is a cube recipe for bioflux, is there? So alternative recipes. These are all foliacs. There's two that are locked there, and then there's this one, which no, there isn't a cube recipe for bioflux. There is a cube recipe that requires bioflux for making agricultural science packs, but there isn't a cubes magically make bioflux recipe in here, as far as I can tell, unless I'm looking in completely the wrong place. Bioflux in space is delicate build. Well, I'm sure Sophia will be fine with a delicate build. Yes, looping is indeed fun on Rubia. You're quite right. What more needs to be done on Rubia? Well, there's one more science pack on Rubia, and then there are a few things where balance is going to need to be ensured, like the steel production. That'd be important. That's an important one. Thank you very much for the resub persistent. 3 years, nice. Yeah, 3 years. That's a very long time. Thank you for being around for so long. And hello, Tommy. Welcome. Hello. Good to have you here. Right, where was I? I was faffing with a spaceship. This spaceship. Okay, so this is going to fly over to Gleba. It's going to get some iron bacteria brought up. It's going to get some bioflux brought up, and it's going to get some nutrients brought up, and then it'll be able to fly over to Rubia and drop all of those things down onto the planet. Now at the moment, and then once it's done that, it's then going to continue flying back and forth, and it's going to pick up large quantities of bioflux. The other things aren't going to be required, because once we've brought over some iron bacteria, we don't need to bring over more, so we can then remove this little extra bit in here. But I'm not going to do that until Tristan is ready to have iron bacteria dropped on him, because there's no point in bringing them over just to have them sit there. And then once we've done that, we can then we're not going to do that because we don't need to bring the bioflux over because Sophia is going to be producing that. So then once that's been brought over, this ship will be repurposed in order to go over to Norvis, collect biter eggs and bring them over to Rubia. So we won't be doing any of this, it'll just be doing Norvis with biter eggs and then back over to Rubia to drop them off. At that point I might try and squeeze I sort of want to squeeze some extra laser turrets in just in case, but Marcus packed this ship so tightly with all with everything that's on here that I might not be. Oh, I could take out a couple of these 2 solar panels.
Efficiently,
perhaps.
you mean?
Yeah, exactly. But it's going to be tricky to get any extra lasers on, but that's okay. I'll be able to manage something. Right, so that is largely done. I'm not going to send it over to Gleba yet because it's there's no point in having it sitting over a more dangerous planet rather than a safer planet. But I will take a look at Gleba and see what's going to be required in order to get the resources I'm asking for. So there's going to be some of these are going to be brought up. We're also going to want the bacteria. Now, bacteria aren't going to be in any of the chests. Honestly, I think I might bunny hop drive over to Gleba in order to then throw a quantity of bacteria, ideally nice fresh bacteria, into a rocket to send up to the spaceship. And the same with some nutrients, and then just sort of duck and cover after that and, yeah, hide from it. Well, actually, you know what? Let's put in since I've got them all up here, let's put in a second biochamber here. And tell this one to do the nutrients into the bioflux into nutrients. But only when... And also only when... right, want you to run whenever there is... Nutrients is less than 50. And we want you to run whenever iron bacteria is less than, let's say, 100. Keep it nice and fresh. So those should keep everything running once we go over and we get a small quantity of nutrients, a small quantity of all the things, bits and pieces we need in there. Right. Yeah, it's the sub that counts for the for that sort of for these sort of congratulations, persistent. Yes, you have to be very careful making jokes about people's names because if they're remotely obvious, somebody is already going to have made it several hundred times. Yes, we will also be... Well, hang on. Where are we producing iron ore by accident? It's going to be produced as part of the iron ore breeding. Is it part of the science pack production as well? How many science packs do we have? There we go. Biofusion science pack. No, so this just takes in those ingredients. It doesn't have outputs as well. But yeah, there's going to be an iron bacteria loop for keeping the iron bacteria alive. That's definitely true. Tristan is aware of this and is presumably working on sorting that out with some sort of miniature rail system. He seems to be doing it in the blueprint editor, which is probably sensible because that way it's defended. Oh no!
I was
down
doing
here
it
we go.
down than you're expecting.
Right,
I need more space.
Yeah. So the iron bacteria are coming out here, going down this way, and then they can be bred in this thing. And then they're disappearing down here to go into... Oh, I see. So he's bringing some of them down here on a belt, and then he's going to have an actual production system in this little area of railway. So it's going to go nip over here, pick up the iron bacteria that have been produced, then come back round here and unload them all. Okay, sure. That makes a decent amount of sense. Your wall over here is probably fine because the turrets will deal with everything that's going to be falling out of the sky. But it's also, but if anything does hit it and actually hit the ground, it's going to hit the turret.
The wall was there purely for the stuff, the railway and anything that's just on the other side of it. I added the lasers afterwards as a sort of, okay, here's an initial defense.
Oh, okay, all right.
You know the railway is exempt from damage from trash droids.
But the machines the inserters and machines I'm about to place.
Fair enough.
Okay. Yeah. So this is going to be an initial just keep the stuff alive step. You're probably going to want another belt to bring down the bioflux that Sophia's going to drop in, but that's fine. That can be sorted. That can be added onto here as and when required.
That will be brought down this belt. This belt is just the preceding.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not criticising the design. I'm just looking at it and sort of having thoughts about it at this stage. Cool. So yeah, that's going to be the supply of fresh iron bacteria coming from here to make sure they survive all the way to down here, where they can start being bred once again. So yeah, lovely. That seems to be quite good. I see you're going to have two train. Oh no,
one train.
one train that is just all of the locomotives to make it as fast as possible.
Basically, yeah.
Right. Okay. Why not? The why not is because it's going to be a massive pain to fuel it. But no, sure, you go ahead.
Mike.
Oh, that's a good point.
Hello.
I was wondering about the rates of the bioflux, and don't let me overbuild this time. Give me an actual like minimum viable.
500%. Boo. Minimum viable.
My just stopped the beat. Like,
Give me real numbers and don't force me to overbuild 500 per second.
600 per second then. Always called bio. Please, I haven't mentioned pack. Yoink. 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 Yoink.
Right, Mike is clearly just making noise, so I'm going to answer some of chat's questions. Kartoffel has pointed out that we are going to produce a large quantity of iron ore as our iron bacteria decays. Yes, that is true. We're going to need to think about that. At least it's easy to get rid of it because it can just be put into a crapper
shoot it
pot.
in the sky.
Yeah, so we can get rid of it. It'd make it the next factory downwinds problem when it falls out of the sky as trash asteroids. So yeah, but it is a good point. We are going to need to deal with it. You are quite right.
Your station is ready to collect it, right, Mark? I'm lobbing it over from the west, so load here should catch.
Yep.
All right.
Gotcha, Mike. Thank you.
On the iron bacteria biolabs and glebe are not getting nutrients. It is possible. Let's have a look. That's not iron bacteria biolabs. There's a couple up here that are red, but that's because they are short of iron bacteria. It's kind of hard to say because it's all a bit clogged up. Those are the only ones that don't have all of their inputs. Oh, this one actually doesn't have nutrients. Yes, you're quite right. There is an inserter over here, so it's just not being fed nutrients because it's got so much iron ore and spoilage in its outputs that it's not bothering to get given any more inputs. It needs if and when we actually start using iron ore and this all pulls through, then this will dump all of its iron ore and spoilage out, and then it can get some more nutrients fed in. But at the moment, it's got the capacity to get nutrients from this inserter. It's just not being given any because it's just full of rubbish at the moment because the iron's basically not getting used. Yeah,
Quick question. I think we experimented on that, but I don't remember. Biterax on a spaceship, do they spawn or don't they spawn?
They do spawn.
And like are active and not die?
Yes.
And
they are active and dangerous and will go off and try and eat things. Fortunately, this spaceship design has quite a lot of lasers on it, so I'm expecting it to basically be okay, but I was going to put a couple more on a bit further south. Yeah, the lasers more than cover the easily cover the entire storage area, so it should be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is something we need to be vaguely aware of once it starts transporting them across. All right, hello, Rowanor, something like that. So yes, welcome. Thank you for joining. You've installed the same list of planets. So recommendations, right? So what I think my top recommendation is don't go to Cubium for quite a long time because you get a lot of tech there that sort of spoils things and makes them too easy. I would recommend sticking Cubium after Aquilo because of some of the stuff you get. Other than that, I don't think there's been anything that's been too unbalanced. There've been a few places where we've said we don't want to use the. We've tried to resist using some of the stuff that you can bring in that makes things a bit too easy. But essentially, most of it is sort of fairly fair game at that point. It's all come together quite nicely. There are lots and lots of planets in here that are great fun. I'm not going to go through and try and tell you which are the best ones because there's loads. They're all great in their own way. So I think the main thing I would say with hindsight in this pack is that Cubium should be done a lot later on, probably after Aquilo, and I couldn't really say exactly when after Aquilo because we haven't got that far yet. Otherwise, I think it's come together fairly nicely. We've, as you can see, we did all these sort of this area first-ish, apart from Rubia, which we've just come back to. But to be honest, I don't think there's any real reason. There's no real necessary order too much. It's just go wherever you think it looks interesting. Yes, the sun is clearly very powerful because it's managing to keep all of these planets going. Biofusion, just one new recipe. How hard can it be? Yeah, how hard can it be? We'll find out. Put the iron bacteria next to the uranium fuel cells so they'll mutate to titanium bacteria. Nice. Yeah, we'll end up with some iron ore on the spaceship. We can always drop it down. I don't think. Hopefully, the spaceship won't take so long flying over that it'll be a problem. However, on that thought, let's come in here and say I want this inserter to insert the most spoiled first. So hopefully we'll use it up before it actually goes off. We'll find out how that goes. Yes, Loop and Snoop is probably sniggering away at us and enjoying our pain. And thank you very much for the resub, Playnot. That's 25 months is excellent. Thank you. Mike is in charge at the moment, except he's just run off for some reason. He said BRB in chat and escaped. So yes, Mike is nominally in charge. So yes, the X's you're seeing, as Quagor said, the X's that you sometimes see in our recipe lists, and I can't find any at the moment, and goodness knows why not. Probably because I'm looking in. There we go, like that one. That's because we have Tristan has written a small mod that allows us to tell it which planets we've been to, and then when and mark anything from planets that we haven't been to yet with an X. So it's when you're going, how do I make carbon, should we say, because that's made all over the place. Let's go into Factoriopedia for this explanation. When you look at perhaps carbon, you go, okay, so how do I make carbon? And previously we were looking at this thing and we're going, okay, we've got all these different recipes. And you had to hunt through them to find which ones weren't from Meraxis or Arig or Hyarians and so on and so on. And it was really, really annoying. So Tristan has now set it so that we're only seeing the ones from this one's from it's the Calciner, so this is from Pelagos. This one's from Corundum. This one's from Rabaska. So we've got these ones. We know about these, and then there's 3 that we haven't done, and so on and so on. It makes everything a little bit cleaner, a little bit easier to tell what's available and what we can use. So if your planet doesn't have iron, presumably it's another planet. So can you make the rail on Vulcanus and ship it back in, Tommy? That would seem like the easiest and best, well, maybe best way to do that.
I have a question for you guys. The efficiency modules, do they also diminish the nutrient use in biochambers?
They do.
Yes.
They do.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right, so Tristan's system here is more or less ready, and he's going to end up with a lot of iron ore if I bring stuff in, but...
it's not ready. I set that up initially and then I haven't...
Oh, no, it's not. Sorry, it's not ready because there's no loop back on it. I was thinking, that'll be fine. He's making the iron bacteria. No, it's not ready. I won't send the ship over just yet.
So the first Bitax will arrive on Rubia shortly.
Well, they shouldn't.
He's not ready for them yet.
Wow. That's a huge problem.
If only
like
your ship
problem.
Well, there are guns everywhere. It should be fine, right?
It's fine. What's the worst that can happen?
It'll probably be fine. They'll just hatch on the ship. Yes, Mike is indeed LARPing as a real boss.
If we have spacewalking biters, I would like to see that, please. Thank you.
You will hear the bleep bleep.
So the planets grayed out on the map here these are just the planets that we haven't discovered yet. So when you first go to a planet, you have to do the planet discovery tech, like this one. We haven't discovered Keris yet because we haven't done the research. So on the map, on the space map, if I look at Keris, where is Keris? Keris, here we go, is grayed out. So it just means we haven't done the science to discover it yet. There are 1 or 2, like Arig and the Stargate, that we've discovered, even though we haven't been to them yet. But that was just because we wanted to get past them to get to other places. So we decided, apparently we wanted to get to Foliax a bit earlier than we were necessarily really ready for. And the Stargate was so we could get out to Fulgora. But basically, if a planet is grayed out, it means we haven't done the research to discover it, and we haven't done the research to discover it because we haven't wanted to go there yet. So yeah, that's what that means.
Just for your information, we need about... so I added a Rubia Beta import ship, and it takes about 2 minutes, 10 seconds of spoiling time, so in-game real time, for the one way.
About 2 minutes, okay.
Yeah.
So that should be fine, given they take 15 minutes to spoil from 50%, and they should be being kept in ice chests, so they on planets, so they should be at 50% when they get launched up, and therefore they should be at 2 minutes later they'll be down at say call it 10% to allow a bit of extra time in there, and then they can be frozen back up to 15 minutes again by Tristan.
Yeah, and the rocket capacity is 500, so there are 500 biter eggs on the spaceship, and we'll see what happens when they all hatch.
Sounds good. Ish. For certain values of good.
Let's call it interesting.
Which ship is this? Oh, the Rubia. There it is. Rubia biter eggs imports. Right. So it's full of eggs. So in about 12 minutes and 58 seconds times 36 over 60, there will be a crisis. Good. Oh, and lovely. They're all at exactly the same freshness level as well, so they'll all spawn at the same time. I do have a feeling that there's some effect where when you have stacks and stacks of biter eggs, you don't actually get 500 biters out of them. But I'm not quite sure whether that's true or not. So I guess we'll see. You know what? There's going to be so many biters spawning on this ship, they're probably going to fall off, and some of them will land on Rubia anyway. If they start breeding after that, I will not be happy.
I just want to see Mark drop on the planet with like 10 seconds to go.
There are quite a lot of guns on Rubia, so it'll probably be okay.
The other one is, if you put a landmine, a bit of spare space for them to spawn on the ship, and a landmine in the middle, will they blow a hole in the middle, thus giving you a legitimate donut-shaped ship?
I believe so, yes. I think you can also trigger landmine now, with 2.1 at least, I believe you can trigger landmines using the circuit network. So you can blow your own holes in the middle of your ship if you want to. What I'm curious about is what happens if you split a ship in half.
Ooh.
I just want the stern section to drift off backwards and then form its own surface.
That would be nice. I suspect it's unlikely though. Let's see if I can without explosives. So if I build that bit out there and then cut that off. No, it won't let you do it. It won't let you do it. It won't let you do it without explosives anyway. So that's something to try in the future for science. Okay, no, I believe the grayed out is vanilla behaviour, play not. No, I don't think you can land in Sinistella Stargate. It's just a way through to the other solar system. There's no planet there. In the same way that in vanilla, when you get to the solar system edge, there's nothing to land on there. It's just a way to get to the shattered planet. Or in this, when you get to Sinistella Stargate, there's nowhere to land. It's just a way to get on to the Kalida Stargate, the other end of it over here. Kartoffel doesn't like us. Doesn't think that storing the biter eggs next to the nuclear fuel is a good idea. I'm sure it'll be fine. What's the worst could happen?
Yeah.
If we get maybe they'll turn into mutated evil stronger biters. We'll find out. They'll hulk out a bit, turn into behemoth biters.
I mean, if the spawning point is the next pre-tile next to the space platform hub, they will just 500 biters spawning right next to 2 nuclear reactors.
What's the worst could happen? I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's going to be exciting.
Yes, the trash droids are fine. The biteroids will be worse. Given the way the rest of this planet's gone, I'm surprised we only have trash droids and we don't have hemorrhoids. Keep a nuclear reactor next to the landing pad at 1,000 degrees to keep the planet safe. Maybe. If you split a ship in half, the physics engine will fight you in real life. Fair enough. Yes, the Stargate doesn't have solar, which is very weird when you try and fly a solar-powered spaceship from Norvis to Fulgora. It gets to about here, and it goes slower and slower and slower, and then gets to here and goes, oh no, I don't have any power for any of my machines. It just stops producing fuel, and it's very, very unfortunate. So yeah, we had some interesting problems with that a while back. What we should have done is sent them via Tiber, but we didn't. Oh well, hindsight.
So Mark, are you looking for another job temporarily, or are you just sitting here counting down the 11 minutes?
No, I'm checking on Laurence's green science build, but after that, I'm ready. Yeah.
I think I'm ready for something else to do as well, because I haven't gone over to get the iron bacteria yet, because Tristan isn't ready for it. So yes, next please.
Tristan. Okay, in that case, Laurence, manufacturing of the biofusion science pack.
Right. Okay. So we're assuming that Tristan is going to.
What you
I thought that's what Tristan was doing.
I thought you were doing the iron breeding manufacturing.
Yeah, but that's the precursor to the.
So it's an input.
It's basically one of the inputs is the one he's producing. The other one is going to be dropped down from north.
Okay, fair enough.
Dropped down from space. So there's not much else to go into it apart from the froth. And I could help him by
Well,
running a
that is
froth
interesting.
pipe over, but I think that's a bit unnecessary.
Yeah, okay, no worries. In that case, bear with. I'm just going to have another quick look at the...
Might need to expand froth production. And where's that being made? Somewhere over here. Because if we start using that for kryptonite and for science packs, we may run out of it. We do have a
If
full
you're
tank
doing
at the
that,
moment.
could you also run a pipe over in this direction, please? Because I will, yes, as you say, want that at some point.
Yes, Laurence, please do expand the production.
Yeah, and there's actually a lot of it at the moment. So it might be okay. It's hard to say, but then we're full of kryptonite frames, so that has stopped. If the whole thing was running flat out, let's just do the numbers. Boink. We would be producing we're already producing 50% more brown froth than we need for the kryptonite. How much brown froth do you expect to need, Tristan?
400 per 1.5 science packs.
Okay, how many science packs are you making per second?
0.
Aren't we up to like 2 as a target?
It was 70 for the green science, but that's a science that we're using constantly for absolutely everything. So
Yeah.
2 is quite possible. Okay, so you're going to, in that case, if you got making 1.5 per second, you needs 400.
I'm just making it 3, so it's whole numbers.
Yeah, okay. So it's 400. You're going to need 800, and we've got 230 spare out of 630 being made. So yes, it does need a fair amount of expansion. Okay, I shall expand the froth, and then I shall send Tristan some more froth. I might just do that with speed modules, to be honest. Let's put speed modules in and see how it goes. Assuming we can. Wow, we can put a lot of speed modules in these things. How much power have we got? Not a huge amount spare. What is going on with the electric? Oh, 250 hours. Right, let's drop it down. There we go. Not as much spare as I was thinking. It's a bit all over the place. There's something that's very, very bursty. Is it rocket silos? Are you a rocket silo? Purple.
Slightly meta question
Yes.
for you, Laurence. I'm writing all this down rather than on paper, which is what I've been doing previously, and then obviously I went on holiday and you're there going, "Can I have your notes?" I was like, "Yeah, drive to my house and get them." Just
Very
less helpful than it sounds. I'm now just doing things straight into the document. Do you care about me trying to write up any of my previous notes, or is that ship sailed?
I think that ship has probably sailed at this point.
Yeah, no worries.
I've written. Have you
Yeah.
have you seen any of the scripts that I've been posting?
I'll review those now.
Okay, yeah, have a quick glance at
Not
that.
bad.
So it's too late for edits to number 10 really because I've already recorded it, but ones beyond that. But number 11 is still in the requesting
You still
information.
got in the... Yep,
Started
okay.
reading it, and it didn't look like it was finished, but I think they're okay.
I think it was finished, but if it's obviously not, well, let me know and I'll tweak it. Right.
Oh. Yeah, I'll start on 11. Thank you. And yeah, apologies because I went away. I was like, oh yeah, I need to do more typey. Let's try and get an interesting look at the behind the scenes, how we do things.
Yeah, how much of a mess it all is. Right, especially solar feature requested to rain biters on the planet, but we didn't. Yeah. I can't remember what I said, but we didn't about now because I know it was something that we could have done and didn't, but I don't know. I've forgotten. Have water. If we have water on Rubia, we can use a magic pump for brown froth. No, we can't. We might be able to use it. We might be able to use a magic pump for for bacterial sludge. How big are the patches? There's 16.6 million in that one. I don't know how much we've got through. I think we're probably okay with... Actually, I'm not sure there is. There was 16.6 million in it. There's now... Expected resources, 184 a second. I don't know. It's a fluid. Nobody knows how much fluid there is in things. But yeah, we could pump those out. Could import nuclear. We could import nuclear stuff for power, but to be honest, these wind turbines are so good that I don't think there's any need. When we go, oh, I haven't got enough power, you just paste in a load, drop in a load more along somewhere like this, and suddenly you've got another 1.21 gigawatts of power available. It's yeah, power on Rubia is the least of Rubia's problems. I will put some more in over here though, just to demonstrate. So I can go like this.
We've got like 500% wind speed or something, don't we?
Exactly. That's why the the wind turbines are just so good. I can just do this. They're offset. That's going to upset somebody. Probably me. But hang on, these are offset as well. What's going on? Oh, there's a pipe in the middle. So we can just do sort of this sort of thing. And then we'll have a crazy amount of power available. That doesn't seem to be quite
even
close.
without those, we've got shed loads of the stuff.
There wasn't that much excess, I noted. It was spiking quite high compared to the amounts we've got. It was spiking to well over 2/3, and I've just shoved a lot of speed modules into a lot of machine. Well, a large quantity of frothers. So they are now using. How do I show power? I thought rate calculator showed power.
The highest spike in the last hour, which effectively had a rather substantial step up, and that might be the highest spike ever in fairness, is still only about half our max. It's just like 55-60% of our maximum possible production.
Okay. Still, yeah, each one of these is now using potentially up to 1.7 megawatts, and there's 16 of them. 60, call it 32 megawatts to a bit of headroom. Okay, we're pretty alright. It probably would. Yeah, it probably would have been okay actually. Never mind. We now have a silly amount of power available. Wind turbines are cheap. Right, so that solves the frothing problem, which sounds a bit wrong to say, and I'm not quite sure why. Probably just because it's Rubia. So let's do that, and how far can this underground pipe go? It can go to hit typical. Oh, actually, in that case, let's get rid of that, and let's put the underground from there to there, and then to there, and then there, and then we put in a normal pipe here. Normal pipes don't seem to be a thing we really have on Rubia, which is a bit of a shame. Alright, move you down a bit. Boink. But undergrounds are. We have plenty of undergrounds, so I can do this.
I thought I placed some normal ones and they appeared at some point.
They're not being made on this planet, but I think we might have picked a few up or made pocket crafted a few and shoved them into the into wherever. Where's that? Rabaska. Okay, that's not probably fine. Right, Tristan, here is your froth pipe.
Thank you.
Don't drink it all at once. Oh yeah, we do seem to have at least a few normal pipes. Good. Right. Wind turbines dirt cheap. Some accumulators for power spikes. Yeah, accumulators for power spikes is a nice idea. It would make sense to have a few of those just to smooth things out a bit. It's not really necessary, and there is a local battery recipe, so we could make some. But to be honest, wind turbines are so cheap and easy to make that I'd almost rather just put down enough wind turbines to cover the amount of power that an accumulator could produce, because they're just so easy to make. And then have an accumulator that never goes flat because they're wind turbines. They work all the time. We don't have to worry about them failing during the day, during the night, like solar panels, or during the day, like the lunar panels that I had in fun mode. That was interesting. So yeah, I think it should be okay. And yep, we now have froth going down there. So that all of these machines should have very, very briefly kicked in. Let's see if we can see a spike from them. Yep, there we go. That spike there was the amount of power that was being used by the by producing all of that extra froth. So if Tristan starts using all of it and we start using Kryptonite at the same time, we're going to get that sort of level of spike constantly. But looking over here, it's barely visible on the overall power consumption. So yeah, I think we are absolutely fine. I've gone a little bit overboard with the wind turbines, but you know what? This is Mike's planet. A bit of overbuilding seems entirely reasonable.
All I'm saying is, because it's my planet, you've seen how much overbuilding there is, because there's so much stuff being whipped through the atmosphere. And you just, everywhere you look, there's old overbuilding stuff that's just decaying that you can pick up from the remains of the Spidertrons, etc.
We've moved past picking up bits from crashed Spidertrons, so it's all right.
Now we're making pre-crashed Spidertrons.
Yes, making pre-crash spider shots.
Yep.
Yes. Sludge. Yeah, it's easy to lose track of the various different things, especially when they're all just miscellaneous fluid that goes in a pipe. I mean, yes, they're different colours, but to be honest, it's very easy to lose track, and I can completely understand that. But no, the brown froth is a bit more complicated and requires us to actually do kryptonite based things in order to get it. So a little bit of extra complications in there. Are there any exports on from Rubia that could use quality? Potentially. So we've got the sniper turrets. We could put quality. We could get quality versions of those. What would that would give us extra range. I mean, they're already a longer range than a normal turret, so they don't need even more range. But it's not a bad thing to have. Give them a little bit of extra health as well, which is nice if they get booped by something. Then over here we've got the science pack. I think we've established it's not worth trying to get better quality on science packs. It's not worth the hassle of trying to deal with it all. The kryptonite frames, only if we then try and do something quality with them. They're an intermediate. These things, the rocketizers, I can't imagine what they could possibly. No, they get a little bit of extra health. There's no point in qualitating those. The armored locomotives. What happens if you quality an armored locomotive? Then it gets more health. So the turrets, maybe it could be worth chucking some quality modules in the turret production. The rest of it, I'd say not really. It's just you won't really gain anything, with the possible exception of the kryptonite frames. If we do decide we want to make something better out of them later. But then we can always do the quality churn once they've been taken away. So I'm not too worried. with 2.1, the trains will get better with quality. Okay, though that would be nice, I suppose. But the thing is, even on the only place we're really using a significant number of trains is Norvis, and the trains are fine. We're not having throughput issues over here. We don't need to make them faster. We don't need to make them more anything-y. I'm looking at it now. I don't see any trains running around the factory. That might just be me not looking very well, but we don't have any transport issues at the moment. The system that's set up here is efficient enough that everything is just getting to where it needs to be. And also, a lot of our production is ridiculously efficient as well. Like this system down here that I was talking about before. We're outputting a bajillion science packs a second, 77 of them in fact, and we're only using up. Okay, we're using a fair amount of the dream concentrate, but that's a fluid, so we get large amounts of that in, and then we're using 13 cogs, 11 wood, 5 iron plates, and so we're just not using very much stuff. So we don't need, and we've got such efficiency now at this point. We hardly need to bring anything in at all, which is a weird position to be in. But yeah, we don't really need. I mean, obviously, we'll probably go in and upgrade the trains to the armoured ones just because we can, but we don't really need to. We have the capacity already at the moment. That's an interesting question. Do the Garbo Grabbers get better with quality? Here's one. No. There doesn't seem to be a range mentioned in here at all. The only thing that's got a diamond by it is the health, so. It's odd. I was assuming these were functionally a sort of an inverse turret or something like that, but there's no range marked on them. So I don't really know how they work on a internal inside the game engine point of view. But there doesn't seem to be anything else in there that we can upgrade, which is a bit of a shame. Fun mode has indeed left a lasting impression. I wouldn't call it PTSD, and there was a lot of absolutely ridiculous things in it. Don't get me wrong, but I quite enjoyed a lot of the ridiculousness in that. It was indeed good fun, even if there were a few points that made me go, "Oh, for goodness sake," or facepalm, or many other reactions, or I have to update the troll counter a few times. Got up to 81 in the end, apparently. So yeah, but fun mode was I'd say fun mode was indeed actually good fun. I enjoyed playing it. I do not regret it. Norvis needs legendary Rubia trains for prestige. Are we upgrading the Rubia trains for more capacity? So we don't need more anything from the Rubia trains at the moment. What are the wagons like? Are they actually better? They have a storage size of 100, really?
Yeah, they're big.
They are chonkers. Okay, so yeah, it could be worth replacing all of the normal wagons on Norvis with Rubian wagons, just to allow us to transport crazy amounts of stuff around. The thing is, we are currently using LTN, and we're specifying relatively small amounts in a lot of places for the amount of stuff to be delivered. And also, all of our stations are designed to accept 40 stacks per wagon. So we'd have to think quite carefully about going around to all the stations and making sure they had enough space to unload 100 stacks. That's 2.5 times the size. We would need 2.5 times the unloading chests to put them into. So it would be, we'd need 3 chests on, but then normally a wagon will unload into 6 chests. So it would probably be fine, but we would need to think about it quite carefully, or we would end up with a lot of trains in a lot of awkward places.
50 seconds left until bite eggs.
Okay, thank you. Oh, I was about to go for a comfort break, but if we're about to get some biters, I guess I'd better wait.
Laurence, for your information, I repurposed the rocket silo on Lignumis to increase the Steam Science launch capacity there.
Okay. Fine. What was it doing before?
There was one, so this rocket silo wasn't doing anything. It was a spare one, so I moved the strong barrels one up.
Fair enough. Okay, cool. How are we doing here? We are down to 25 seconds. 25 slightly long seconds. Let's have a quick look here.
I've also finished
hang on, no, this,
the
one you've pulled out, Mark, I think was doing the blue circuits for Vulcanus.
Ah. Okay. Well.
16, 15, 14.
I've also done the review of the script that you sent through. Comments through Discord will sort it out later.
I'll check. Yeah, I'll check them when between streams.
It's very benign stuff.
Cool. And that one's at the stage where it's easy to make changes anyway, because it's just a script. I haven't recorded anything. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Happy fun time.
Fighters! Ah!
Yeah,
that was. They did some damage. There was a bit of an anticlimax, but they did do a fair amount of damage. Yeah. So perhaps shipping some, having some repair packs on board might be a good idea.
Yep, already requested.
Cool. But that's They made a dent of the 6% on the nuclear reactor.
How many eggs was that?
500. Like I say,
so 500 leads to 20 biters. Gotcha.
Oh, okay. Oh, you check the stats for kills. Cool. Yeah, so it's a little bit disappointing that not every single egg hatches, but on the other hand, it's kind of a relief that not every single egg hatches.
Oh, I like the idea of a bioengineered swarm just sort of overwhelming your defences. I do get why, from a game design perspective, that would suck.
Now the other question, presumably though, if you had them all on a belt that was just snaking all the way around the ship, then maybe they would all hatch.
Alright, science demands.
Yeah, that's a fair point, Kartoffel. We could do an upgrade for the artillery train to make it run a bit faster. That seems like a nice idea. It's not struggling at the moment, but there's no harm in having it run around a bit faster. One thing I did notice is that the armoured train, the armoured locomotive, uses a lot more fuel. So over here we see consumed fuel max consumption is 60 megawatts, whereas the normal locomotive is 600 kilowatts. So it consumes literally 100 times the fuel, or consumes fuel at 100 times the rate of the normal locomotive. It also only has a 20% efficiency. So despite consuming 100 times the fuel, you only get 5 times as much. Sorry, you get 100 times the fuel, you get 20 times the amount of extra power, and it weighs a lot more. Where is it? Where's the weight of this thing? It weighs a lot more anyway, so you end up with only slightly more acceleration. So you get 12 megawatts. There you go. You get 12 megawatts of acceleration power instead of the 600 kilowatts of acceleration power, because this is 100% efficient. And the weight of this is 2,000 versus a weight of 10,000. So, yeah, I think it does accelerate faster and it goes faster, but it's not as much of a jump as the initial fuel consumption rate implies. So using 100 times more fuel for like a doubling of acceleration or something like that. At least it's a bit more than a doubling, but I'm not going to do the maths on stream because my brain is tired. Wait for the video. Right, so brown froth is expanded. What's the next task? Good. Let's just see how Tristan's getting on then. Right, so this will be for getting rid of. So we'll put the bacteria into the train here, and then we can dump past any spoilage out this way. By spoilage I mean iron ore can come out this way. The science packs are going to have to go somewhere, but I'm sure
they're going to go out that way as well for now.
You could put in another inserter underneath the one that you've just put in on the output and put it straight into an underground belt to go underneath the train, and then take it off to the rockets from there. Because everything.
Someone do anything huge? Because my FUPs are like bottoming out.
Oh, mine were not.
No, but mine. I did notice mine dropped down to 31 just then. So, Mark.
No, nothing.
Okay.
There was a big attack here on Lignumus, but.
Oh, so much for the noise cancellation.
Yeah,
the noise cancellation is no longer insufficient.
FPS.
Oh yeah. I'll expand the noise cancelling.
Thank you, Tristan, and thank you, Mark.
So what's making all the noise?
All the rockets.
The rocket launchers.
I don't know if you've.
I can see it. How do we?
I don't know if you've ever noticed, but rockets are quite loud.
Can confirm.
Is anyone making dry ice?
Oh, yeah,
Novice, yes.
No, on Rubia.
No. Someone's dropping regular ice down.
Could someone dry that ice out?
Drying out. I'll get a towel.
Yeah, I had the Sir Patrick Stewart in orbit, so I thought I might as well just drop ice because you guys needed it until my ship is done.
Sounds good.
Ship.
Right. Okay. So yes. Shall I start doing that, Mike?
Yes, please.
I better actually check how we make dry ice, hadn't I? Ice of the
really
dry variety. It is carbon dioxide plus fluoroketone. There's another way to do it, I'm sure. Because we've been doing it and we don't have fluoroketone. Ice. Oh, for goodness sake. Ice. There we go. Right.
Carbon dioxide and water.
Here we go. Carbon dioxide and water. So it's carbon dioxide and water, and that makes dry ice and hot water. I wonder how I'm going to dispose of the hot water. But that's just done in a chemical plant. Carbon dioxide is made by burning stuff. So we're going to need probably to make solid fuel out of the... I want to make solid fuel out of the light oil that we've got. Then we can burn that. That will make carbon dioxide, and that we can then freeze into dry ice. And the carbon dioxide is a fluid, so we can do that wherever and just pipe it over, and then make the dry ice in about here, somewhere around here, to give it to. Where do you want the dry ice, Tristan?
Along with the biter eggs on that belt, please.
Okay. Chemical plant. How much of the space in this block are you planning to use? If I make the dry ice there.
I'm currently thinking of expanding downwards.
Okay, that's fine then. I'll make the dry ice here.
Don't really know. Depends how much Mike says. Oh, can you expand that?
Fine.
Trying to go for proof of
Honestly,
concept.
I would probably say make another block. Not the second, but if it were needed, that's how I'd approach it. Depending on how much space it needs, obviously.
We're probably going to. So previously on Laurence Plays, in fact, the video is probably. I think the video is out for this one. We've talked about how Mike produced a block producing enormous quantities of dry ice, which turned out to not be as ridiculous as I first thought.
Yeah, that was I remember that one. Yeah, that's the one where you spent ages sassing me for making it too big, and then looked at the calcs and went, "Oh, actually, no, we need it like at least
Yeah,
that
and I thought in the interest of honesty, I'd just leave it as actually, you know what, this is a sensible scale of dry ice production. It's about 200% of what we require, but given that the unfortunatenesses of running out of dry ice are fairly severe, I think 100% margin for error is actually not excessive. So yeah, I was actually happy with this, which I did say in the video.
In fairness, you did right at the end.
Yeah.
I have a
I thought
problem,
that was
Mike.
fair.
Yeah. Okay. Only one.
Yes, only one so far. I'm doing a lot of calculations now for the spaceship that is going to produce bioflux, and I have an issue in that the seeds are not gonna be enough. So when we produce Yamako and Jelly Nut on the spaceship, they require more seeds than will be given by the.
Have you taken into account the 150% productivity of a biochamber?
I thought that the calculator used that.
I think I
like,
believe it does.
automatically
Okay.
apply that.
The max rate calculator does, yeah.
Barrel the water and throw it away. No, I think I will copy Mike's design because it is functional, and we'll use some of the hot water for cracking the light oil down to petroleum gas in order to use the same petroleum gas recipe that's being used here. So basically, I want to do this. So I'll put this in here. Okay, something is upsetting the inserters. Okay. Oh, I see, it's up here, fueling these inserters. Right, so this isn't going to work, so we need to rotate this.
I think it should be okay.
So, I mean, these are eating the 4 Yamako and the 4 Jelly Nut and giving 0.152 per second of seeds out, right? But to produce those 4, we're eating 0.189, so 0.19. So we're eating 0.04 more than we're producing.
Yeah, it's 0.79. I'm just looking at the Yamako. 0.79 to 0.03. Then the other way around, 0.04 to 1.03.
Well, if you instead use the metric calculator, drag it over all these factories and then all of these factories together, you can hold shift. So
I see. I see what you.
So yeah, about 0.04 or 0.037 we're missing.
Yeah, you're slightly in surplus on fruit production, but only slightly. Oh, is that slightly? Hang on. I'm just gonna do that. Ah!
I don't want to know what's going on over there. I'm afraid to look. Alright, so that's that. I mean, this is going to require some warm water initially, but to kickstart the... Oh no, this is running off the cold water. Oh, that's fine. I mean, I could... my original thought was, why don't I run this off the warm water, which will probably work. Like this.
Yeah, so the reason I'm mentioning this, Mike, is because if I can't make a self-sustained system, we'll need some import of seeds, then we might as well import the bioflux directly.
No, I get you. I mean, seeds don't spoil what bioflux does. But I get what you're saying.
This is a fuel import, this is a dry ice output.
I think it'll be okay, to be brutally honest. The reason I think it'll be okay is that if
all this is wrong.
Add in the... See if I get this the right way around. I think you want slightly more on the seed production, so the extra 2 machines that are spot down. I think that's the answer in quotes.
Yeah, I might as well also go max productivity on the machines up here. I haven't done that, so maybe they'll just produce enough.
Yes. Sorry, I get you. But I think that if you're not quite producing enough jelly nut and Numako, then in quotes, that's okay. Let's see what's the numbers changed to.
These won't work.
That's constantly. Why are they changing every time I? There we go. Okay.
I mean, the numbers are changing now because I switched from efficiency to productivity and the top rows.
That's fair.
And we'll need to add some more.
Yeah, so according to this, jelly nut and Numaka will be produced fast enough to. Oh, that's far more than you need. Oh, actually, no, never mind. So that's pretty close to, but now everything's in negative, which is going to be a death spiral. If you take,
yeah, I'll look at this a bit more closely with the setup, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, the point I'm driving at though is that because you're not quite producing enough jelly nut and Numaka, but you are producing a positive seed count, then it will balance out with a sufficiency of seeds. The rate determining step will be how fast you can grow the Numaka and the jelly nut, which will be okay.
No, because if
I got that backwards.
it doesn't have enough Yamako and jelly nut, the seeds won't be produced.
What I'm saying is the seed production will be flat out.
Yeah, well, the machines will be running non-stop, but if there's no input, we won't get any seeds out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at the thing on Gleber as well, and it looks.
It doesn't matter if things are running flat out or not. What matters is how many seeds. If you put one seed in at the beginning and then run all the way through, how many seeds do you get out at the end?
Yeah. And I think that it's, in quotes, okay.
Like I said, I'll work on this and I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you.
Right, so that's going to produce 40 dry ice per second, apparently. And also 90 hot water. This is weird because of the looping in here. And it's going to produce intermediates of right. Let's have a look at the numbers here. So these two are going to produce 20 hot water per second. These are going to take in 6 water per second. Okay, that's not going to work then. And this is capable of taking in 6,000 steam per second. That's massively overspec, but these are massively underspec. I'm going to need a lot more than 2 boilers in here to deal with all the water that's coming out of here. But also, I don't think Tristan's going to need 40 dry ice per second. So let's reduce this a little bit.
I assume not.
It does seem a little crazy, doesn't it? So let's take one of those out. And let's take all of the speed modules out of here as well. So that's now producing 6 dry ice per second. That's as slow as it goes. That's our minimum for the time being. Let's tidy this up a little bit. And so let's remove all the piping around it as well, because this is all wrong and nonsense now. So this is producing 6 water per second. This is using 6 water per second. So let's remove that as well, and then move this down to here. Angry Ghost, like that. There we go. That requires a fuel supply to be brought in like that. This is a bit of a mess. Why don't I just put this here? Get rid of that. Put that in there. And then put this here. And then, because I can't fuel it, that's why. Let's take all of this.
My side channel.
Flip it. Put it over here, like that. Water's still going to need to come in there, so is the carbon dioxide. We can also bring the stuff out there, right? So that's that. And then you're doing that. So that's my cold water coming back out. So that now links to there. Fine. This will actually probably go like that to be the dry ice input, because Tristan wants dry ice and eggs on the same belt. So we'll have the eggs come in. No, we won't have the eggs come in like that. We'll have the eggs come in there. So we're going to need a supply of water coming in, because presumably this is going to be slightly lossy. What are you doing? You're not doing anything. You're out. That's this output. So we need to have the CO2 coming in here, like that. We need to have extra water coming in here, so that can be an underground. Or I could just move it slightly further away, actually. Put you there, and that can go there. Eggs come in there, and so we can have, yeah, because this is just straight up water. So actually, that can be brought in like this, and the carbon dioxide can be brought in here. And that is a nice compact dry ice production system, I think. Because we need the carbon dioxide being produced somewhere else, but that's fine. Okay, so let's put that back out into the real world. Is it easier to build in the real world? I will give that a definite maybe. So we can put this in here. That's the input that Tristan was asking for. So put that there, and then delete that and delete that. Right, this is the eggs. These are the two resources I said. So water. We're going to need water somewhere. So I guess we're going to have ice coming in. So probably we'll send ice down the same belt. Ice will come in here. We'll take the ice out and then only allow the the biter eggs through. So where's the splitters? There's the splitter. You will have to go like that. So we then have an additional machine here. This is going to melt the water ice into water. There we go. And then that can link in like that. Remove you again because you're in a silly place. Right. So we have a belt. A belt will come down from wherever, come to here. Then we put our splitter there, and we tell it to filter ice, normal standard, bog standard water ice, to the left like that, and then the biter eggs will carry on along there, and they'll go down here. Yeah, I think I'm reasonably happy with that. In a sort of, this should probably work. Oh, I haven't fueled the it won't quite work because I haven't fueled the boiler yet. Damn it. Can I do
belt you're mounting
this?
over is not you.
Can I do that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, thank you. Alright, okay, so yeah, there we go. The icebox will go in there. The icebox cometh. That goes up there, and then we feed...
It's been requested for a while. We don't have any on this planet, and we don't have any on the line.
Yeah, that's fine.
Plastic and something else.
Fuel. How are you fueling your trains, Tristan? Oh, I see, it's this belt over here.
Yep. Which is a little bit too far to the right.
It is, yeah. That's very unhelpful. Can I want to steal fuel out of a locomotive. Can you do that?
Probably.
Does that work? Can you take fuel out of locomotives?
Yeah. Pretty sure you can. The issue is
It's only got 4 in it.
Oh, actually, a green underground might go far enough.
Let's do that because it's a novel idea, and assuming you, and then we can just do.
All locomotives should be full.
That won't work because it needs to come up.
It's
It needs to come.
left one.
Actually, yes. Not.
Yeah,
wood.
you're fine.
Oh, am I? Oh, okay. I was going to go wood. So certain values are fine. I'll have to move your belt.
Yeah, you need to move the corner down 2 more spaces, but
or do that.
No. Yeah. If you go and swap all those.
It's what we've got them for. And actually,
I didn't know we had any.
This is a sort of belt weaving that I don't actually feel bad about because this brown belt is just straight up going underneath the blue belt. It's when they cross over in the underground that I object to them. This is I've tried to avoid it, but I don't actually mind it. All right, so there we go. That's fuel going through a really, really obscure and it's not working. Apparently, you can't unfuel locomotives like that.
Oh, I thought
There's 4.
you're not. That inserter is not highlighting the train.
Yes, it is. Oh no, it's not. It's not. Ah, okay. All right. Thank you. Right, so you can unfuel. You can take fuel out of locomotives. Thank goodness for that, because that's a absolutely ridiculous way of fueling a train, and therefore I appreciate the idea. Okay, so that's going to keep the boiler happy. We need to bring in all of these things, but I think that should be pretty good. So over here, we need to bring in biter eggs on one side of the belt and ice on the other. Don't need to worry about rocket fuel at the moment. Right. Yeah, military underground, absolutely. Yes, using the rocket fuel for the boilers is fantastic in a slightly weird way. It's a Severe come back. Severe's come back. Quagor tells you that the answer to bioflux in space is using really high quality productivity modules everywhere.
And this should. I just said to Mike that if this goes on for like the lifetime of the universe times, then we'll be short. But if we have like 1,000 seeds to start with, it might go for 1,000 hours. So.
Rate
Right,
calculator implies there's a rounding error, which means that the thing's out of balance by 0.0001 per cycle. Sorry, per second.
But what I mean,
so it's almost exactly break even. I was expecting it to be quite seed positive.
Yeah. No. We're breaking even basically.
Oh.
If we get a bit better productivity modules, if we get productivity 4, then it will become positive. Yes.
Okay. Huh. So it's. So is it what? So there. Why is it different to the system on Gleba? Because the only thing I can think of that's different is that we're using the space.
Because exactly. Gleba has trees, which one seed becomes 50 Amaco, and here one seed becomes 20 Amaco.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Do we have productivity 4 modules anywhere?
No.
Okay.
I think they're locked behind a Quillo, right?
And
No idea. There's a lot behind something because they're non-vanilla.
Aquilo, Agri, Hyarian, and Tiber.
So quite a bit away.
Right, we're going to want this to be quick because it's going to have biter eggs on it and they go off. So let's bring this out like this, and
You're also going to only want to output them. Actually, no, you're going to want to output all of them, but only request them when we have below a certain amount.
Yes,
presumably.
I am not currently worrying about that. I'm leaving that up to other people. But I'm just chucking in the what's this belt?
That's fine.
That's the starter thing. Okay, yep, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's
going to take over there, but the initial stuff.
What? No, don't do that. What are you doing? You stupid
Efficiency
game?
module 4s, please.
Okay.
You have the exciting option to decide whether to build them on Rubia, taking processing units and kryptonite frames from Rubia, or whether to build them somewhere else, but you'll need to direct the kryptonite frame as an import.
I assume you are exporting them to Novus already.
I am just double checking. That is exporting them.
There.
So yes, they are being exported.
Okay.
To where, I cannot say.
Okay, so that'll be my ice and biter eggs. They're going to come down here, down the green belt to here. The ice will be stopped at that point, and so oh bother. Damn it, Rubia. We need to put the ice in there, so this is wrong. Oh no, undo. We'll move that from there to there, because that's the best place I can put it. So that goes to there, and then we go underneath here, because that's the only, because we need to feed it into the side of the left-hand side of this machine rather than the top of it. There we go. So it'll be like that instead of the way I had it before. Right. Okay. So that will still be fine. So we need to bring in a catalytic chemical plant and boilers and ice boxes. So over here, can we have catalytic chemical plant. Boilers, we only need like one, but so we only need like one. I'm too slow. We're gonna have 50 of them. It's gonna be a stack anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And then we're gonna need some power over here for those inserters. Right, I feel. Oh no, I haven't done the input supply of carbon dioxide yet. I knew there was something I was missing, but I couldn't think what it was. Tristan's rocket fuel production is slightly in the way, but never mind, I can work around it. Right, so run the carbon dioxide all the way along here to wherever it's made, which is going to be even further than this. This is going to need a pump at some point, isn't it? Right, so carbon dioxide is going to come from here. This seems to be the edge of a bus thing. I don't think we've bussed very carefully on this planet. We've just gone, oh no, we need to build everything. Just put stuff wherever it'll go. So,
Mark,
I won't have you describe my beautiful bus baby as anything other than beautiful.
oh,
Mark, could you please
Then
make
you might be
sure
very
we have some
disappointed.
seeds on Novice, Yamako and jelly nut?
that seems like an odd thing to have on Novus.
What? Say again?
No? I need some Yamako and jelly nut seeds on Novice. Could you sort that?
No?
Direct and straight to the point. Right, so it's 380 out of 320. No, that's not going to work.
Okay, I'll
Back
sort
to
it
here.
myself then.
Sound like Thanos.
I mean,
Right, so there we go. That will
I need some to kickstart the process on the ship Mike requested.
power over here would be good. So let's get rid of that and put that in there. Right. So what are
Yeah.
we doing? So this needs an input of light oil
I mean,
and
there-
an input
we,
of water.
we don't have that on Novus, so... And there is no reason to have that on Novus.
Alright, fair. I'll sort it myself.
Too much point is fly over to Gleba and pick them up from there.
Is this going to be easier to do at the other end? I feel like the answer might be yes, because it requires water. Tristan has already claimed claimed some light oil over there, so that's in the area. So this is entirely fluid, so I can put it absolutely anywhere. Putting it up here, what's that? That's the
Mike,
carbon
which
dioxide.
ship is the Rubia ship for exporting?
I believe it's called Oh Crapton, My Crapton.
It is.
And it is currently taking Kryptonite frames, yes.
Okay,
I think the proof of concept system is ready to see how badly it fails when it starts going.
I like it.
However, we need bioflux and iron bacteria. And eggs, I guess. But someone needs to set up a request for eggs that's controlled. Although they're just going to be on the ship going off if they're otherwise. So I don't know how many we want.
Right, so we don't need, having done that, we don't need any of this.
Laurence, the my Krypton isn't a new ship, right? From last stream or something.
No, it's this chip I built a little while ago that had some issues that caused issues with the Libra export ship.
Yeah, and the Kryptonite frame request isn't new, or did someone add it like a few minutes ago?
I believe it's been there since I put the ship together.
Yeah. So why isn't there any Kryptonite frames on the ship?
That's a good question. Did I put the
That is a good
request on the
question.
wrong planet or something dumb like that?
Nope.
It's currently in flight.
Do you need
But
to take the automatic request from space platform box
No.
on the rocket
No.
silo? Oh, okay.
That's to get them delivered by bot instead of...
Oh, right, we got you.
That's a good question. Where is it? It's on
Because it
its-
has the sniper turret, so it should have loaded
Yeah,
up with
it should.
the other stuff as well.
That's weird. I don't know why that hasn't worked. I guess we'll see what happens when it gets back to Rubia, and yeah, take a look at that. Yeah, Ice Inserter was a definite Rubia troll. Quite right.
It's not just been dumping them all on Norvis, has it?
Oh, maybe.
Has Norvis
That
been
would make
asking
a
for
lot of
them?
sense, in fairness.
Oh yeah, I
So
just
it's
added
not allowed.
the request on Nova, so it might have dropped them all.
Ah, there we go. Then.
Yeah.
Yep.
That makes sense.
So
Yep,
200
okay,
on the
that
way.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, and the rocket's launching. Yeah, okay, so that's just the
Yeah, it
timing
was
thing.
faster
Right,
than I
and this
expected.
needs the light oil. Where is Tristan bringing light oil to? Here. That's nice and conveniently close. This roboport is kind of in the way, though. Oh,
occurs to me
the
that
railway's in the way.
It occurs to me that the my Craptin, is not a. It only really works in English. So it's what it would be. Mist Capitan. No, I can't do it.
It's the words you're looking for are possibly Dead Poets Society reference.
I don't understand that reference.
Okay. The kids in Dead Poets Society very famously said, "Oh, Captain, my Captain," for various plot-related reasons. If you are not cultured enough to have seen the film, then I'm afraid I can't help you.
New race. I'm desperately trying to remember. Hauptmann is.
Are you trying to translate my ship name into German?
Yeah, it is Captain, isn't it, for captain?
Yes.
Yeah, so it'd be Mr. Captain.
Why are you trying to translate my ship name into German?
Because it struck me that it is not a joke that works as a multilingual joke, and I'm now going to solve that problem in my head.
Right.
And then because
this is an English-speaking channel, therefore the puns are allowed. The puns are going to be in English, and I am not going to apologise for this.
Fair. Just trying to think if you can get a multilingually working one.
But then the thing is, if you translate it into German, then people are going to then you need or get it into German as well, and you're going to need to get it into French as well, or whatever else.
Well, Swedish, yes.
Or Swedish.
But we haven't
yes,
got any Frenchman or French woman playing.
This is English-speaking Chanel, says Maynard.
Yeah. So therefore, what we will do is we'll say it louder and slower, guaranteed to work 100% of the time.
So yeah, Oh Craptin, My Craptin is in fact the title I've used for the first of the Rubia videos because I was quite pleased with it when I thought of it, which is a bit disappointing given that there seems to be I don't know, actually it's only Mike who didn't get it so far, maybe other people did.
Right, I'm putting a poll in the chat.
Somebody has already said so it's already been released for supporters and somebody has said how much they liked it, so yeah, it must just be you. The other two video titles, I can't remember what the second one was off the top of my head. The third one is a comic book reference, so maybe that'll work better for people. The second one is and the second one is another much more puerile joke. So I'm pretty sure people get the second and the third puns, even if they don't get the first one because they're not cultured enough because they're just straight up crude, or comic book references that are still also somewhat crude. Because I felt a trilogy of crudités was suitable for Rubia.
Right, there's a poll open in Twitch chat.
Oh dear.
All right, okay. Oh, No's taking the lead.
Mike, you've let people vote multiple times.
Vote early,
I have
vote
no
often.
idea what you mean.
How else would he,
Oh, I can't vote. That's no fair. That's no fun.
You can vote. I found this when streaming the other week. I don't actually know how to interact with all of these things from the streamer console, only from the mod console. This is going to be
that's true. I've not seen them. I've never seen the mod console. I feel like I need to open up another Twitch stream with my own channel to see if I can vote in this. I don't know if I've got time for this.
Well, I said it for 10 minutes and I'm regretting it immediately.
Oh, okay.
You know what?
Oh, and also I'm not Laurence Plays on Twitch, am I? Also not that.
Ooh, but
There we go, there's an
repeating
actual stream. I hope I don't
votes
hear it.
costs
People hear
bagel
it.
crumbs.
I may have an infinite supply of bagel crumbs, given the time it's my channel.
Yeah.
It's one bagel crumb. It's not.
I mean, I only have 250k.
Oh, I've only got 202k.
I only seem to be able to vote once. That's interesting. That's very surprising.
Because you don't have any bagel crumbs.
Yeah.
Because you've never earned them.
That seems to be the
Well,
case. Yes. You'd think that as a
This has taken a whole turn, hasn't it?
yes, and probably several other birds besides.
Ew.
Oh dear. Let's just close that and try and carry on with playing the actual game as with the given results I'm supposedly here for.
I'm trying to remember how to close the poll early.
Oh dear. Play not have started an auto clicker apparently. So we've got 14 people watching on Twitch apparently, and we've managed somewhere in excess of 300 votes so far. Good. This is a proper democracy.
Yep.
Why are you not running over
It's
any
a
ice?
managed democracy.
I don't think we can manage democracy.
Yeah. It's the entertaining but slightly awkward point about Terra Invicta, the game where they sit there and they go, right, okay, I'm not going to name the nations because I'm not going to be that politically active, but specific Western nations are marked as flawed democracies, which...
I'm going to assume that just means they're really shocked.
What, flawed?
Yes,
Oh, yes,
FLOORED.
Yeah, there we go, that's what we're saying. Yes, let's go with that.
Sophia, I think. Somebody was going to drop ice onto Rubia. Is this expected to be working yet, or is it a work in progress?
Well, the ice, my ship was there, but Mark forced me to divert it towards Gleba to find some seeds.
Okay. Alright, okay, if
I-
it's sort of happening, then I'm sort of okay, I guess.
It will be back whenever it returns.
Okay, cool. Well, I shall try and pretend I'm patient. Right.
You're failing.
Savage.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why Mike was trying to translate the joke to German. It isn't going to work, so yeah.
No, I know.
The Star Wars quote, "I love democracy." Yes, it is vaguely appropriate. It's lucky that this is in fact a democracy. It's one man, one vote. I'm the man. I have the vote. Yes, that is sort of a in fact, slightly more than sort of a Pratchett reference. Okay, so I think this should work. We're just waiting for some ice to come along and be melted here, so we get some water, enabling us to then make carbon dioxide, which will be passed up to here.
Mike?
Hi!
No.
Efficiency modules 4
No.
are on the line on the way to
Here.
Rubia.
To make the...
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
I
They're
wonder
being
what the
requested
rates
on
are
review
all of
already.
this.
Okay.
Tell me about your rates. 134,000 carbon dioxide. That's not what we're trying to
take
make
Rubia's
here. We're trying to make the dry ice. We're making 6.6. Okay. I think we may have a little bit more carbon dioxide than required. I maybe don't need that second chemical plant that I squeezed in at the top there. But never mind. We can pretend we're okay with this. I think that's because the poll has finished now, Play Not, and it's 518 people. Let's see if I can get the number back up again because it's just disappeared. 518 people did recognise the joke, and about 300 and something didn't. So, view results. Yes, 518 people understood the "Oh Crapton, my Crapton" reference, and 294 people didn't. So, yeah, well done to those 500 people who are yeah, so about 2/3. Good. I'm glad we have all that very valuable information now.
Question, did the beta rags arrive?
No, they had. Remember?
Did you make the efficiency 4s last
The ship
stream
is in
by
a loop.
chance?
It's just bringing more.
Okay.
Oh,
Long
they hatched again. The bodies are still on there.
Laurence, are you limiting what's put in the icebox?
No, I have not touched the icebox. That's downstream of my responsibilities. Yes, I'm providing dry ice and a pass through for biter eggs. That's as far as my involvement in this area has gone. Yeah. Hi Brown, a very good play, not. I approve of that.
Items destroyed on Rubia?
Oh.
Whole bunch here.
Oh.
Ammo out. No ammo.
We've run out of... Something's gone wrong. No, we've run out of biogoop. There is a broken pipe for biogoop. There we go. I put in a fix for it. I think that was my fault when I went along and removed a steam pipe. Sorry about that.
Sorry?
I don't mean steam pipe, I mean a CO2 pipe. Not that actually
That's
matters.
a lot of damage. We're now getting ammo out warnings and more damage. Ah!
Right, okay, it is now working again, so everything is being produced, but it's going to be a little while until it all gets through. The nearby turrets will get loaded. The nearby turrets have started working again, so this area is now safe. But anywhere downstream of that has run out of ammo because of that is going to have to wait a little bit. Although it seems...
This section here is the issue. Because those 3 turrets covering it are all out of ammo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that bit's in danger. Ammo will start to come out there fairly soon. We've loaded up all the turrets. Yeah, okay, ammo is on its way out there now. So the bottom turret is now armed. So that's covering pretty much all of it. I think we are now safe again. And there's just a little bit of repair work to do, which Mark has scampered in to do.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's now all. Yeah.
It's that.
Yep.
The risk is if that belt gets snipped, then it's where else is going to downstream be starved of ammo.
Yes, absolutely.
No worries. All good. Although sniper turrets out of ammo warnings still persist, but that should sort
itself. They should clear out fairly quickly. Where's that ice ship that was on its way in? Which one was it? Was it the
Mr. Patrick Stewart.
Patrick
It's
Stewart.
going from Gleba to Novice right now, and once it's unloaded on Novice, it'll come back.
Okay. Well, okay. So I'm pretty sure that that this system is going to work, but I'd like to keep a vague eye on it, and when the ice actually arrives, and then again a little bit. Well, I suppose when the biter eggs arrive, it needs checking, but that's going to be more up to Tristan. Oh, we've got the efficiency 4s now. Nice. I didn't notice those getting made. I suppose, the question is, are we now ready for... oh, no. Sophia is going to be producing bioflux. And once Sophia produces bioflux to keep all of this running, that's when I drop in some iron bacteria. And then we can get this running, and then we can start making the science pack. Okay. Right, I'm idle again now unless anyone wants to do a show and tell, and until the ice arrives and then until the bioflux arrives.
I'm debating whether or not we need to pick up a little bit more bacterial sludge.
Okay, there is a convenient patch down here which should be fairly easy to link.
There is indeed, yes.
Although I know that the one you were hovering over a moment ago is 60 million as opposed to 16 million, so it's bigger, which is better. In fact, it's unusually large. All the other ones around are 11 million or occasionally 5.5. It makes me wonder if that's several patches that just happen to spawn really, really close together.
I think it is, to be honest. I mean, there's a 27 million, but again, that's a fraction of the...
So, yeah, I mean, that seems like the logical one to tap because it's huge. And then it can just be pumped down and put into the same pipes because we've got bacterial sludge going pretty much all the way along. I thought we had bacterial sludge going pretty much all the way along.
We do indeed. There it is.
We can run it. We can pump in at the top of this pipe.
Is there likely to be a belt. Sorry, not a belt. A pipe limit length.
Almost certainly.
Got.
This
I'm just
pipe
thinking we've already got
is...
a.
Oh, it's actually only 129 out of 320, surprisingly. Maybe we have some additional pumps in there.
That's what I'm thinking is there'll be pumps. Yes, so there's a pump.
Right.
Which does change the nature of the beast slightly.
I guess in that case, it needs to be brought all the way over to the other patch and then pumped in along there and basically going into the same pipe. Now, it's quite possible it'll be able to go in about here rather than going all the way along.
But in fairness, the tank is also completely full. There.
Yeah. Yes, I'm assuming this concern is concern for the future rather than because you think.
Oh, it's more because the ammo was low and as they're going, it's run out of that, run out of the sludge. But in fairness, that was.
Yeah, and the reason to top this up would be to make sure that Rubia just carries on working when we go away, and running a fluid pipe along underneath the watchful eye of all the gun turrets is going to be pretty trivial. I assume we've got coverage all the way along here.
Let's do it. The only thing I'm thinking is that the way that Factorio vanilla mechanics work, and these are basically oil seeps, is that the oil seep, when it's got a pump on it, slows down. It's got the degrading percentage over time.
Yes.
It does that, even if you're not actually extracting any oil.
No, it's not over time. It's from extraction, isn't it?
See, I thought that it was over time, and someone had done some experiments and found out that that was in fact the case.
I am not certain, but I was strongly under the impression that it was it dropped as you used it.
I'm googling it.
Okay.
What are they called? Oil.
What pump jacks?
Oil patch.
Pump jacks.
No, the patch.
Oh. Good question.
Oil fields or
Yeah.
oil patches.
Let's not do this here. Let's do that from... Let's be smart about this. Let's do this from here. Exactly the same thing. Putting in something like this. There. And then run that belt underneath it. I don't know if we even have red underground, so I'm going to use a green one here. Yeah, it's well covered. Nicely covered there. So we'll let that get placed. Do we have robo coverage? Yes, but not to go much higher up. Okay. Why is that not linked into the main electricity network? Let's link it in. Then I'm going to head up there and do a little bit more construction by hand.
It decreases on pump jack cycles.
Right, so as the pump jack runs, essentially.
Yes, but the question is, does the cycle stop if it's not producing?
Yes.
As in, is it still is it stopping the cycling under the seat behind the scenes?
Yes, the cycle is it running through the animation of I'm pulling some goop out of the ground. I am pretty sure.
It would make sense. But there's always a chance that there's something.
True.
Really
I wouldn't like to guarantee it, but I'm.
Yeah.
I would be.
It's like I read something. Oh, it's a while back that was talking about. It takes this it's basically if you're pumping into a full pipe, then you can effectively be decreasing the crude oil seep patch. That's the one. What's not actually getting the real value of that?
I'm not certain enough to say you are wrong, but I am certain enough to say I think you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong. I just remember reading it ages back. And now I want to be sure.
Fair enough. Yes, indeed. Oh, Crapton, my Crapton is highbrow toilet humor. You're quite right. Can you do biter eggs from dreams in space? I don't. Is there a biter eggs from dreams? I don't remember that. It's. Oh, there's a biter. There's dreams from biter eggs. It's the other way around. Yeah. This one, biter eggs to dream concentrate. So as you turn, the wrong way around. It's just not making biter eggs. We can refresh them. If we look at biter eggs, they can mended. They can be artificially bred. Oh, there is a. Here we go. There's this one where you take carbon biter eggs, energized microcubes, then inverted microcubes, cube jelly, liquid hate, liquid anger, liquid hope, and you get an extra 1.4 biter eggs and some inverted cube jelly, dormant microcubes, and inverted dormant microcubes. So technically there is a way of generating them, but it's made in a cryo plant, which we haven't got yet, so we can't do that. And then there's a refreshing one, which is also done. Oh, no, it's done in a chem plant. So there is a way to make them that doesn't require that can be done from just biter eggs, basically biter egg breeding. But that could be done in space certainly, but it requires cryo plants, so we can't do it till after we've been to Aquila. Right, now I need to connect all these up. Biter egg beaters. Delicious. We can make a biter omelette. I'm running out of all kinds of pipe-related shenaniganry. Can I make more pipes? I have a small amount of iron. Let's go and get some more iron so I can make some more pipes. Because I'm out of robo range up there. Iron is in a relatively short supply. There we go. Now it's even shorter supply. Let's make some pipes. Pipe. Let's go and lay some pipes. Then we'll make some underground pipes. I haven't got enough of those either. And get some more pump jacks because we didn't even think of bringing those over. Right. So there we go. There's the pipe area. Let's go and find some pump jacks. Are we bringing in... Where do we get the pump jacks from? Did we just pocket craft them all, do you think? There's one there. That's like a start, but not very good.
Weren't they found in Spidertron ruins or something like that?
I don't remember them being found in Spidertron ruins, but that isn't a no. There are none in the logistics system. I suspect we just pocket crafted them.
Yeah, it's entirely possible, given the quantity.
They are quite simple to make, after all, so let's do that. And yeah, we haven't needed a lot of them. Oh, I should have got more underground pipes. Let's get some more underground pipes.
I'm now looking for any Spidertron remains in visible radius, which...
Good luck. There are some... it's in the... find them in the Factoriopedia. That'll tell you what's...
oh, yeah, of course.
What you get from them. I picked up one of these. Why has it not been placed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 2 more. What happened to the one I picked up?
Yeah, no, there's no pump jacks, so therefore we must have handcrafted. Yeah. All
these are burner pump jacks I placed down.
Yeah. All the reading and find talks about decrements on cycle completion, but it doesn't specify whether the cycle stops. However, there is a note about the cycle doesn't have to produce the maximum amount, if that makes sense. So if your cycle would normally produce 10, but the pipe can hold 1...
The cycle is not running.
Yeah, the graphic isn't running, it's under the... So it's if you've got a pipe with space for 1, and your cycle would produce 10, then basically 9 just disappears.
Yeah. But
and it's a cycle. That's more
the cycle is not running. It's at 66% and stopped.
Tristan?
On that one, yes.
Yep.
But no, Mike's saying that if there was space for 1 bit of oil or sludge in the pipe, and the cycle would then run and it would then complete, and 1 bit of oil would go into or sludge would go into the pipe, and the rest would be lost.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's what he's suggesting. I have no idea whether he's right, but it's what he's suggesting. So at that point, you start putting in you put a tank on the output until the pump jacks only run when there's more than a certain amount of space in them.
I mean, it's still a minor detail in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Do you want to request buy dregs on Rubia now?
Probably.
should.
Well,
Do it,
at
do
least
it, do
one
it, do
back.
it, do it, do
Our
it,
survey
do it, do it, do it,
said.
do it. Requesting 500.
They'll fit in the chest.
Yep. It's true. Is there a world when you want to use a combinator to set that?
Yes, and I suggested this earlier and was ignored.
Oh, it's getting
Genuinely didn't hear you make a suggestion.
Eggs incoming. Ah, here they come. Oh no, oh no, oh no. We've still not got the ice. Oh no, we have got the ice. I take that back. The ice has arrived as well, so there's the eggs. And...
It's very exciting,
Eggy. And then down here, I don't know why I'm running down here rather than just waving my mouth thing around. Right, so there we go. We were now producing the petroleum gas. The petroleum gas is then going into these and being instantly burned, presumably, because it's just vanishing.
Content.
So it's coming down to here. Yeah, we've got 6,000 carbon dioxide in the machine down here. Oh, whenever it runs, it makes 500 dry ice. But it takes a while to fill it up. So we've got plenty of water now, or at least we've got sufficient water. We're just waiting for enough carbon dioxide to be produced, and that's a bit slow. But, oh, there we go, now it's running. Oh, and it takes ages to run as well.
Oh, that's rough.
And it's producing 6 point... even without the speed modules, it was producing 6 a second. So it's going to be enough. It's just one of those things where you need a load of time to build up a buffer of it. I've chucked some speed modules in, so 33, 34, 35. The question is this going to finish before the eggs go off? And I think the answer is probably. So the eggs have 11 minutes, 12 minutes left almost. So yes, I think that's going to be enough. Where are the rest of the eggs? We've got 91 of them down here.
In the machine that's...
Oh, they've gone...
posting them, and a few got thrown away because...
More coming.
Oh, here come the rest, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, do we have limited, very limited... No, we should have plenty of downstream capacity. Do we have limited downstream capacity on the ship?
Do we have limited landing ports?
No, we're requesting 100.
Oh, we're requesting 100 at a time, okay.
Oh, okay, fine.
That's fine then. 91, 92, 93,
we're running at half
94, 8, 9. Bing! Dry ice is ready. Right, I'll take these modules back out then, because we don't actually need them in there, I don't think. It's running again. It's running again already. How much dry ice are you putting in there, Tristan? Oh, it's one stack, oh right. They just stack up very, very high. To 500 in fact. Yeah. Cool. Right, cool. Yeah. Seems to work.
Nutrients.
We're waiting for bioflux.
Okay. Fair enough. That's
I'm not sure how he's going to kickstart it, but it is waiting for bioflux. Am I going to bring over some nutrients? Because actually the ship I bring over will have some nutrients on it, so I could put some of those in.
Could do it that way. I was going to grab some either red bottles or protein stuff.
Okay. Do protein shakes don't go off, do they?
Rather than yeeting the spoilage, do you not want to convert that? But hold it as a store to convert back to nutrients.
Yeah, I thought we were producing spoilage somewhere, but I couldn't remember where.
Well, whenever
anything stuff spoils.
Oh, when stuff down there spoils, right? That's true. That could be done. Yeah,
could do, but as soon as we've made 1,000 or however many it was science packs and lobbed them, the machine at the start is going to make the nutrients from is it brown frost or something? No,
biogoop.
Which then sort of very much changes that whole thing.
Oh, Quago would like to have a look at the bioflux ship. I don't think we actually have a bioflux ship. It's probably in Sophia's imagination. I mean,
yeah, it's taking a long while to get everything built, but it's here.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I know
Nathan
that name.
Fillion, right. Yes, me too. So we've got the
Mark, can I
growing
borrow you in
platforms
the
here.
side channel?
So we've got the space gardens here to grow the Yamako and the jelly nut, and then those can be brought down here and processed into to get the pulp out of the fruit, and then brought over here to be made into bioflux. And then there's a nutrient reconstituting here, which will do it from what do we call it? It'll turn carbon into nutrients, basically, in order to grow the plants. Which means we're going to need to gather that from around here. But also, if this is going to be an orbit around Rubia, we are going to need presumably, yes, we're going to need some defences because there's chunky rocks here. So that's going to be another thing that's going to need to be done on that ship. Maybe they'll do it with a load of solar and lasers. Maybe they'll do it with sniper turrets. I don't know. There are various options available. So we'll leave it up to Sophia how he decides he wants to set his ship up. But this is the sort of the first concepts of the design starting to come together. This is over on Norvis, so when over Norvis, because building over Norvis is safe, so at some point he's going to need to then stick sort of one engine on the back of it and limp it over to Rubia, which you can then pull out and just have a nice neat space platform sat there. Yes, a rectangle is a good strong shape. I'm sure nothing will go wrong there.
Available ship, is that doing anything, Laurence? Or...
It's waiting to go over to go and get your iron bacteria. So after that,
Okay.
I suspect it's not going to be needed anymore.
Is it worth lobbing some bioflux up to it as well, and just to test the system here?
Yeah, and it's going to need some bioflux anyway to bring the iron stuff over. So yeah, sure, let's do that. So you're ready for that, are you?
No, but we'll see. I want to see what it does.
Goes. Okay. Well, if we only request, if I let it breed up a large quantity of iron bacteria and then just drop some of it down, then we can. Yeah. Then it won't need to do the flight again, so we can do that. Okay, in that case, I'm going to bunny hop over to Gleba in order to load up a rocket to take the stuff up. I know this is slightly unnecessary to. At least I am if I've got the bunny hop drive.
You probably don't, because you probably took it out because we're going to a planet where we don't.
Yep, I don't have my bunny hop drive. Damn it. Okay, I'll just. I guess I'll do it all by bot then. Oh, the one that pierces yes, the lime is seeding ship is indeed a good shape. You're quite right. Okay, infinite research product for space farm productivity. That'd be quite good. We will see how things go. I mean, proof of concept and so on. We'll take it from wherever when we get there. Right. So this ship is on its way to Gleba. Right. Hopefully it's. I'm gonna put that onto. Oh, it's automatically flying to Gleba. All right. Add weight condition. All requests satisfied, I suppose. Because when it gets to that point, that's fine. We then don't need to go to Norvis. We need to go to Rubia until I'm going to say damage taken, just so it hopefully stays there, because I don't expect these ships to get damaged. Okay, so we are going to need to the getting the bioflux up is going to be easy because we have that already set up. We need how much fills a rocket? Rocket capacity is 1,000. Jeez. Okay. Right. So we should start. We should be getting this now. Yes, there we go. We've got on the way 1,000. Nice. So if we drop down to Gleba, I can then go over to one of the rockets that isn't being used, like this one. Tell you to be unautomate you, and then I think if I get some of this in my cursor. Can I click on that? Yes, I can. Let's put 100 in there. So we'll get that into there. And then if I come down here, should be able to come onto here and go, okay, that's all spoiled. Great. Is any of this actually making the stuff we need? No. We're genuinely not cooking with bacteria on this planet. That's really unfortunate. How am I going to get some iron bacteria when there's no iron being used on the planet to cause us to flow and therefore to give us some bacteria? What's going on over here? We just have spoilage in all of these. And by spoilage, I mean iron ore. So we're going to need... there's no bacteria here. It is all spoiled. So essentially, we need to wait for one of these to... We need to wait for this to pull through enough iron ore that all of this empties and these start to make it again. Oh, this is not going to be fun. Maybe I'll cheat. And just get the bots to take some iron ore away, and then we'll deal with that later. Right, so good, mate. Got some
He's
spoilers.
dumping stuff into the logistics system again.
He is. Why are we not making any iron? Why are we just making spoilage? Stop that.
I don't approve you guys renaming my ship.
Hey, it's nice to see you too.
Yeah.
What?
I couldn't find it. I was in the other channel talking to Mark and I couldn't find the ship.
Big bioflux boat, I see. And then this. So because the jelly is really, really unfresh, so is the iron bacteria. It's got 7 seconds left on it. This is not working quite as I hoped it would. Let's let that decay and then be taken away as well. Let's let that decay to. In fact, let's just get rid of it. It'll be iron ore by the time it's disposed of. Problem is, this is all the way down at 50 seconds left. So we make some. Why are we making so much spoilage? Oh, it does. Oh, I see. There's only a 10% chance of actually getting iron bacteria out. Right, that's why it's so bad.
Yeah, it was a fun one to design.
The problem is that I need to use up an enormous quantity of iron ore in order to get this system to flow nicely.
Just add a chest that starts filling up with iron ore.
Yeah, I might do that, to be honest. Because this is ridiculous. Right, so I'll put in a chest there and then just fill it up with one of these guys. Are we stacking down here? We are not. Probably. I say we probably should be stacking iron ore, except that actually it doesn't really matter because it's just iron ore, and we've got so much of it. We'd stack it if we wanted to get a greater throughput. In fact, there is a bit being pulled. There's a bit being pulled through. We would put stacks on there if we wanted the greater throughput, but we don't actually need it. So, meh. Right, this is successfully emptying the system out. Slightly gradually, admittedly. But, oh, there we go. There's some bacteria coming out. So if we can get some of that round here, yes, we can. Lovely. That'll get picked up by these. And so I'm going to rotate the output for now, because then I can start going, yes, we'll take that away, please. Take that away. And same here. Oh, no, you're not working yet. Yes, take all of this. All of this. Ha ha ha. Take all of this. What's the spoil time? A minute. Oh dear. Right, okay, we're just going to launch the rocket with whatever it's got and hope that's enough. So you, rocket, yes. Deliver cargo to available ship. Right, so available ship, which is a wonderful name. Oh, it needs nutrients. Ah! Forgot the nutrients. Need some nutrients. This is not going to be fast enough. I'm going to have to send more. I forgot I'd have to jump start it with nutrients. Grr. Yeah, so I was trying to go to the iron bacteria maker because I thought, well, we can just get this one making it without too much waiting, but we can't because it doesn't make it very quickly at all. Right, so here we're still trying to request. Okay, we've got some more iron bacteria. This one is requesting the. We're not going to have any nutrients in the logistics system. Don't be silly, Laurence. That's basically dead nutrients. Where have we got some fresh nutrients? Where are we even making nutrients? Presumably over here somewhere. Yes, here we go. Right, that's got 2.5 minutes left. Let's steal some of that. Over here again. Right, let's rotate you once more. And then we'll start stealing some of this bacteria so we can get some fresh stuff out again. I'm abandoning my first attempt, can you tell? Because that stuff is going to be iron ore by now up in space.
It looks like there's now quite a lot of bacteria on the boats.
So we'll do that. Then over here, right, deliver the cargo to available ship. You've got some, you've got 10. Alright, sod it, let's deliver it. Oh, it was a little bit more came in then. Fine, whatever. So we're launching those ships. Right, back up to available. You should have some nutrients arriving any second now. Let's get rid of that request. any second now. Any second now.
Watch out the ship doesn't start flying off because technically your requests are fulfilled.
Oh, that's true. Pause.
It won't if stuff's on the way.
It won't, yes. So it should be okay because all the stuff it needs is on the way. But I don't want it to go, so yes, that's a good shout. And I've told it to not to, so. Where is this stuff? Where is my stuff? I know it takes a long time for stuff to get to the ground to space, but... and we're running at half speed, but I am very, very impatient.
Hello, very, very impatient.
Because this stuff is about to go out. Don't make me mute you. Oh, here comes the nutrients. How much life is left on the nutrients? Nom. Oh, quite a bit. That's all right then. Right. We are now cultivating the iron bacteria from very nearly dead iron bacteria, but that's okay because it's just there we go. We've got there. It is now starting to work. So we are probably going to have quite a lot of iron ore on this ship by the time it gets back. But let's send it back over to Rubia and drop some stuff. That's not how you send a spaceship to Rubia. So you send your own camera to Rubia. Let's send the ship over to Rubia and see how things go. So we've got this bioflux is being turned into nutrients, and then the nutrients and the bioflux are being turned into iron bacteria. You can see there we've got 50 of it. This is keeping it nice and fresh. How much am I running until we get? Running up to 100. Okay, cool. So when we get over there, I will manually drop. Let's just make sure that Rubia is not requesting.
It is requesting.
It is requesting. Okay, I will tell the ship to not drop. Why are you going to? Oh, you're going to Cubian because it's en route. Fine. Do not unload a Rubia. So when it gets there, I will manually drop off some iron bacteria and quite a lot of bioflux, and then Tristan can have a play with that, see what happens.
One stack of each is going to be good as a starting point.
Who suggested doing it with the bunny hop drive? Yeah, this is much more fun. It's much more interesting to do things the hard way. So so we are. Sorry, what did you say, Tristan?
One stack of each initially would be sensible.
Okay. Right. Well, it's on its way. Yeah, and this is going to be capable of maintaining what it's doing. Basically, not indefinitely, but until the bioflux runs out, and that's got an hour and 17 minutes, and we've still got 1,000 and how much did I order? There's 1,000 there, but maybe it's one rocket load. Oh no, it's 2 rocket loads apparently. Oh yes, cause we got 2,000 up because we brought up 1 rocket load, and then a piece of it was put into here, and a piece was put in here, and so we suddenly had less than 1,000, so it asked for another rocket load. So that is about to go off, which is a shame, but that's still got plenty of life in it, so it's kind of okay. We're just going to end up with some iron ore, but Celebi. We'll then just make a load more iron bacteria. So yeah, 2, 1. Bink! There we go. So we've got a load of iron ore now, which we probably should throw overboard. It seems to have disappeared. Where's that gone? I don't know where the iron ore has gone, but it ain't there anymore.
You would be requesting it or something, because...
Oh, it's... No. Oh, we're out... But it shouldn't be dropping on Rubia. Right, okay, here's a...
You're trying to put 19 somewhere.
Yeah. That's a request for construction. That's very strange. Anyway, here, have some bioflux. And I'm going to let that decay, and then I'm going to let us make some fresh iron bacteria. Because fresh seems like a good idea. It's 14. Do you care about... Do you want a full stack, or do you want about sort of 30 of it?
That's fine. Yeah, less is fine.
Okay. There you go. So that is now dropped on its way. Right, so we now go down to Rubia, and we have a look at what's going on down here. So there's still ice coming out. The bioflux should have found its way down here by now. Oh, it's probably still on its way down. Yep, there's the bioflux.
Yeah, there we go. Right.
I'm not used to playing this game at half speed, so there we go. There's the bioflux coming out there fairly slowly. And oh, it's a red chest, that's why it's so slow. And it's going into here to sort of to regenerate. So we've got some... Oh, no, and to produce the nutrients as well. So then also, here comes the bacteria, the iron bacteria. That's going to be unloaded onto here as well. Presumably, on the other side of the belt. I can see the arrow on it. That's going to come down here and be gathered up by this machine, which is going to then rejuvenate it, and then the rest of it's going to just go down here for reasons Oh, I see. And then we're going to get some slightly fresher iron bacteria out like that, which is going to go approximately nowhere.
Give me a moment, yeah.
Until Tristan sorts his beltery out. If you let all that iron bacteria go off after I put so much effort into bringing it over... I think it might have been fresher if you just let it run through.
Yeah, I wanted the bioflux through as well.
No, I mean just let it run straight through from the ship, rather than running the rejuvenator.
Doubt it, but I'm not certain.
No, I'm not certain either. Right.
Because that's up at basically 100%.
I have questions about how you expect this to work, along with like bioflux arriving, or is that just a one-off for the boost for the start?
Yeah, the bit up by the landing pads, just for starting it up.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
You're yeeting a lot of nutrient.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's acknowledged then.
Rates of this stuff.
Right. So however, in good news, it is now making science pack.
Hooray!
We are producing our first biofusion science pack. 80%, 90%.
Or about 8 hours, 2 minutes is fine.
100%. Right, we created the first biofusion science
Hooray!
pack at 188 hours, 32 minutes, and 30 seconds. And the trainers arrived to come and take all the other stuff that's part of it away. And over here, as you can see, we've now brought over the bacteria is not getting unloaded. Why is the bacteria not getting unloaded?
Yeah, that. It's not highlighting the...
Not highlighting the train.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, your trains are taller than you realise. They're tall, so they don't go as far up as you realise. Sorry. Why have you stopped?
Laurence?
No bioflux, right. Yes.
The steam science production seems to be limited by magic fluid, which seems to be limited by the magical steam chip, which doesn't have the capacity to supply lignumus because it supplies Igris as well and takes like an hour to do a round trip.
Igris produces
not
magic
supplying
fluids.
Igris.
It's okay, but it does a round trip to Norvis as well.
That's presumably just the routing.
Norvis is sitting... Yeah, it's not unloading at Norvis, but it waits at Norvis until it's got enough ammunition to go out to Vulcanus.
Why is it going...
Yeah, it's had its route specified very, very carefully, but it's not doing any unloading or stopping at those places.
Okay.
Apart from Norvis, where it does stop to make sure it's got enough ammo.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I was just irritated. Okay.
It does wait for 20 seconds of inactivity as well.
It's probably unnecessary.
Yeah.
Let's just get complete and get rid of that.
Yeah, why not? Can't we just get rid of Norvis and Vulcanus at all?
Well, Vulcanus is there to ensure it takes the correct route, but I don't think that actually matters. It could go via Rubia, Cubium, Gleba, but it probably won't because the Vulcanus way is shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah, those. Probably,
Okay,
those probably.
I'll
could
use
be
this ship. I'll
removed.
try to optimize it a bit to increase the transport rate. Okay.
Yeah, it may be. Maybe it'd be worth upgrading some of the engines because they are just normal thrusters, not the platinum thrusters. But then that would get through the fuel a lot faster, and it seems.
Yeah, I was wondering
anyway.
if we should just switch to my laser nuclear design.
Certainly could do. Yeah, I suspect this is one of those things where it's been fine for quite a long time, but then we've increased this rate of science consumption, and this is one of the resources that's a bit short. When it gets to Rubia, does it? When it gets to Igris, does it load up quickly from there, or is there a shortage of magical fluid on Igris?
Oh, I haven't checked. I'll check.
Okay.
Oh, it's rocket silos are full.
Right, but there's only 2 rocket silos launching it up, but that's 100 each, and it's asking for 400. So yeah, if Igris is ready and has all of the rockets ready, then it'll launch the existing rockets, and then it'll make another 2 immediately and launch those. But if another ship has just been asking for magical fluid, it may have to wait for rockets to be made. So it's possible that that's the problem. Because we are using magic. We're using a lot of magic fluid on Norvis now as well.
Yeah. Also, there isn't a buffer chest here for the things.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about the there's buffer beltage, so I'm more concerned about the rate that the more concerned about the rate it makes rockets at than the rate it puts magic fluid into boxes at. Right, so this is now stopped because it's run out of bioflux, and therefore all of the iron bacteria has died off as well because it's run out of bioflux. So yeah, once we've got a steady stream of bioflux coming down, things may well be okay, but for the time being, it's problematic. I like how this locomotive has run out of fuel because we keep stealing it all to put onto the belt to power the boiler. I'm sure it'll be okay. Once it's run around,
to nudge it down.
Sorry?
I also had to nudge it down because it was.
Oh.
With the train rotated round, it was in the wrong place.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're not making rocket fuel particularly quickly, but I think this is one of those cases where it is just filling up a buffer now, so it's absolutely fine. It just needs a bit more time to run through. Oh, some more bioflux has appeared. Yep. Is that from Sophia?
No, I sent it.
Oh, you requested some more. Okay.
Oh yeah, dude, don't expect bioflux to be coming from the ship for like at least another hour.
Okay.
Or maybe 2.
Or another week, or yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
True. Maybe we should drop the bioflux down. No, the problem is if we drop all the bioflux down and put it in the ice box, then all of the iron bacteria will die. So we don't really want to do that. This way, at least, we keep the iron bacteria. Because in theory, we don't. Well, we're probably going to have to send it back to go and get some more anyway, in the same sort of frenzied way I did last time. But in theory, we want to keep some of the bioflux up there to keep the iron bacteria production alive. Although I suppose if we drop it all down here, then it'd be kept alive down here for a bit longer. But yeah, I don't know. It's not going to work well either way, and we're not going to be able to produce.
Bacteria's died again.
Yeah. So, Quagor is suggesting the system chokes when iron bacteria spoils in front of the green inserter of the iron bacteria. So, the iron bacteria won't come to here, I don't think. This should... I don't know.
No, the red inserter should be grabbing it.
It's this one that grabs the iron bacteria. So, then it's all dumped down this way. But yes, there will be spoilage appearing on here, and I don't think that's being dealt with. What happens when that those bioflux and nutrients spoil, Tristan?
Yeah, that's why the belt was feeding off up at the top.
Oh, I see. Right.
It does feel a little awkward that you're yeeting bioflux, having got so much effort into get it there.
Yeah, most of it is being put into the train to be brought round, looped back round again.
True.
Yeah.
That I think is the intended behaviour.
Yeah, like that where the inserters just aren't quick enough.
But but over here, it's on the other side. I don't think it's actually being pulled out. It's being pulled out when it stops in the top position, but not when it stops in the bottom position.
I didn't.
When the train's the other way round, nothing's getting
Oh
unloaded
yeah.
properly.
Are you thinking about that inserter versus that inserter?
Yes.
Yeah, one of them works for each. Because of where the wagon positions.
Yeah, so when it comes back round again, you're not taking out the bioflux or the nutrients.
Yeah. If you move this insert down one, it'll work in both positions.
So watch when the train comes around again. Oh no, sorry, it does from further up. Okay, no, I take it back. I was not sure how I was confused. I thought I could have sworn it stopped lower than that before, but I was clearly wrong. Although it isn't working, it needs to be moved down one as well, I think. Oh no, it doesn't. No, it does work. It's in the right place. The nutrients are not being taken out, though.
No,
Okay.
that's just too bad. Basically.
Okay, I guess. Oh, some iron ore ended up on the wrong place. Okay, fair enough. Oh, my brain hurts from all of that. Well, this is a very, very small but very tortuous build. I don't know how many more videos you're going to be making about this planet. I'm going to have to come up with some more poo-related puns. What was I even doing? Oh yeah, I was keeping an eye on all the things like ice and whatnot, but ice seems to be absolutely fine. We've got carbon dioxide now building up in here. We've got loads of dry ice. That all seems to be pretty good now. I'd say I'm happy with the way the system is working. We've got an enormous number of biter eggs on the belt here.
Head off to Gleba again before too long. Pick up more
Looks like you're out of bacteria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bacteria.
Is there a world where you buffer it in an ice chest?
Basically,
I don't think you can.
we can't buffer the bacteria. You can buffer the bioflux. Basically, this system isn't going to work properly until Saphir is dropping a steady stream of bioflux down. So at the moment, this is just a sort of a testing the very, very basics of the system to see what happens. And then later, once the proper bioflux supply is finished and working, then we can actually start to run the system properly.
Does the icebox not work on bacteria?
No. It is.
Okay, fair enough.
It is bioflux, eggs, and agricultural science packs.
No, okay, fine. So it's very specific in its usage.
I think it's literally those three things.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I for some reason assumed it was all spoilage.
Absolutely not. No.
Yeah, fair enough.
Bioflux, eggs, agricultural. Yeah, it is. Yeah, those three things. So it doesn't work on decomposition science packs, for example. It doesn't work on many other things we produced.
Yeah, no,
I'm a little bit concerned about
I'd
all
assumed.
these biter eggs. We are still dumping them out onto a belt. I mean, I know that Rubia has good defences, but at some point we're going to get a lot of biters in this area.
Yeah, this is why I was saying we wanted to limit them. I can deal with them, but it'll be just avoiding the...
Why don't you put them all into the icebox? There's still quite a lot of space left.
Because we'll overfill it, and if something goes wrong... I'm putting a certain amount in there, which is what we want to do. Could put more in.
We could put
But
another
we'll just have the exact same
350 in, and I think that's probably less than what's on the belts.
Yes, but then we'll get more.
Oh, I see. Oh, there's a request is being triggered by what's on the belt.
No, we're requesting an amount, unless someone's added it in.
What? What are you basing that? What?
We're requesting biter eggs here, so we will
Right.
get more and more biter eggs until we...
Why are we still requesting? Why are we requesting biter eggs?
Because we need them for the science pack.
Yeah, but why are we not only requesting biter eggs when we have an insufficiency of them?
Because no one set it up.
Right. Okay. So I guess my question then loops round to why are we requesting biter eggs when we haven't set up a method to stop us requesting too many of them?
I mean, does it matter where they get killed, in space or here?
Well, the way this should work is we should request more biter eggs when we get to a point where we've got enough that the system can keep running while the ship does a loop round, and then when we have a shortage of biter eggs, we send the ship off to go and get some more, and then come back, unload them all, and then put them into an icebox, and then it works through those, and then when the icebox starts to run a bit low, the ship is sent off back over to Norvis to get another 500, which are then comes back over, dumped straight into the icebox. So the icebox has 1,000 in it. When the ship brings over 500 at a time, I believe. Yeah, rocket is 500 anyway. So let's assume the ship brings over 500 at a time. So we have the ship bring over 500 eggs, unload them all. They go into the icebox, and then when the icebox gets down to below 500 eggs in it, the ship is told to go and get another 500 eggs. The rest of the time, it shouldn't be going and it shouldn't be having eggs all the time, just hanging around, letting them spoil. The problem is, if we have one ship that's doing biter eggs and bioflux. No, because the ship is only bringing over biter eggs from Norvis, isn't it? It's not doing anything else at all. He says checking to see if that's the case. Yeah, it's only requesting biter eggs. So if we don't dispatch it until we have a shortage of biter eggs, until we need more biter eggs, then they won't be sitting anywhere just rotting. They'll still be in the nests over on Norvis, or they'll be in ice boxes on Norvis, either of which is acceptable. The tricky part is, how do you tell a ship to dispatch when you run out of biter eggs down on the planet?
Install 2.1.
That would be one way of doing it, and I can think of a way. You request something else as well, and then you pull that down from the ship when you run out of biter eggs and yeet it from the ground. But then you have to waste something else, and it's another rocket launch from Norvis, which is also a bit of a waste. Or you get the ship to pick up something from in space, like an asteroid chunk, and you bring, because they're free, bring that down, yeet it. That could work. Although, how you load it into this, I'm not sure, because it's so crowded. Yeah, exactly. Radar signal... No, I don't think radar signals would work. Well, I don't think radar signals would work about board easy, but if you've got an idea for that, then I'd be intrigued to know what it is. If you could send a signal between planets, you could probably come up with something like that, like don't load biter eggs onto ships until you've got a signal from the other planet saying send them through. So yeah, what I'm hypothesizing at the moment is we have this load up with, I don't know, one piece of metallic asteroid chunk or something like that, and then if it's got that, then it stays. And when that's requested from the ground, it leaves. And then it takes another piece of metallic asteroid chunk in en route somewhere. And then you can loop around. Yeah. I'm trying to think. This would require some redesign of the ship, though, because there's nowhere to grab that in from. Now, maybe I could put a long inserter here, I guess. And then... There'd have to be a couple of inserters here to pass it across. That's doable. Then we'd have to shuffle all of these around a bit. That's doable too. I think this sounds like an interesting challenge. Unless there's any objections, and I'm going to have a play around with it and see if I can make it work. Especially as we don't actually need this for anything yet. No objections? Good. Let's go straight back to Rubia so we don't pick up a load of biter eggs, because we don't want those yet. Right, so let's pull out that, and then put in that, and that, and that. I've ruined the symmetry of Mark's ship, but tough.
No!
So over here, right, we would like this to be one chunk of metallic asteroid. Rotate you like that. And we'll put it on a belt, so it doesn't just sit on the floor, because that looks untidy. And then it's going to need to be a red inserter over here. Right, I'll point it that way for now. So this, I'm going to need some combinations. Have we not got any random miscellaneous construction junk? We haven't. Right, let's get rid of that. Oh no, I shouldn't have got rid of that. Let's put that back in again. Biter eggs. What we should have... 500. What I should have done is untick that. Right, yeah, you do go back to Norvis actually, because we're going to need that for building stuff. Right, so this needs to pass that through when there's none in here, and planet and destination is Norvis. So if I'm going to need a combinator. So we'll put in a decider combinator here, and link that from there to there, and then there to there to there. And we need to set you to have a stack size of 1. So we say conditions are when metallic asteroid chunk equals 0, and moving from What's moving from put on? Moving from... Oh, okay, just sent it as a location. Fine. And... Rubia is greater than 0. Then output 1 green square, because green square for go. So when there's no chunks in there, and there's one of those there, right? Okay, so that should work. And you enable when green square is greater than 0. Right. So that will put one metallic chunk into this thing when the when it's not got one, and when it's moving away from Rubia. So if it's at Rubia, it will not have one in there, but when it leaves, it should have it in there when it goes. Right. So then over here, we need to have we need to monitor the contents of this chest. What has Tristan done with cables down here? He's done a if is greater than, I see. So he's throwing them all. That isn't, but it could do. Okay. So we've got a single red cable coming off here. So I'm going to use the same red cable. I'm going to go to there. I could go through radars for this, but meh. I don't even know if we don't think we really have radars on this planet. Why is there no way across here? This comes up this way, like this. Where are we going to? There's a lot of pylons missing. Maybe I should have done a radar. But I don't think radars are a thing we have in our generic inventory on this planet. So I'm doing it this way. Right. Yes, it has gone to there. So bounce along here. Do, 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 do. Right. So up here we should have the number of eggs. We do. Excellent. So we're saying if when eggs fewer than this is going to be another decider combinator. Yes. And we're not doing anything with red cables into the landing pad. Okay, so we want to do we're doing a set request already. We're doing it on the green cable. Okay, so I can add to that and that'll be fine. So you are going to say when.
Check that that's not an input to anything before
Sorry?
you just connect to it. Check that that's not an input to anything else before you connect to it.
What isn't an input?
The green cable.
I'm not connecting to it. I'm connecting a red cable to the landing pad. So when where is it? Organics, bioprocessing. When biter eggs is less than 500, which it currently is because I haven't plugged it in yet. Let's plug it in. Bing. There we go. So that's showing correctly. Output one rocky chunky thing. Where is it? There it is. Actually, let's output a large number of those because I just want to pull down whatever's in the ship. It's going to be one, but I'm going to set it to 1,000. I'm requesting lots anyway. So then take that from there to there to there. So we're now not requesting. I don't know where they appear in all of these, but control by circuit network up there. Fine. So when we start to run out of biter eggs, it will appear up here as a request. That'll then come down to the ground. I would like to. I would like to make one of these unload them into the crapper bolt because we need to get rid of them. Tristan, how do you feel about me completely disconnecting one of your 3 inserters here for science that's doing science purposes and repurposing it for the biter egg things? I think I think we only put those in before because I was impatient. So I think if we remove them now, it'll probably be okay.
Yeah, just add them to the. Make sure that they don't just start chucking other stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I'm trying to work it out. So I'll do an enable. I'll disable it here, like that. So enabled when space platform is less than 0.
Enough.
Oh, I suppose it is because nothing is ever less than 0. Fine. So we've done that. So I can now disconnect that. And disconnect that, and then I can set this one's filter to be those things, metallic asteroid chunks. And then I need to re-enable it, but it's not connected to the circuit network, so I can't.
You should be able to still click the button at the top, can't you?
No. Oh no, I can't re-enable it. I don't think. So let's link that into the circuit network like that.
Laurence, were you planning to use this pipe?
One moment. My brain is full. Why have I not got an inserter settings? Oh, there we go. Now I have. Right, so always enabled. Well, I should unset set filters. Filter is supposed to be those rocks. There we go. I don't care about reading hand contents. Re-enable. Right, okay, so there we go. That's now safe. I can now disconnect that red cable because it's not doing anything sensible. Right, Mark has found a pipe. Yes, I was. I got distracted in the middle of something. Sorry about that. Let's finish that off. Something exciting must have happened. Maybe that was when we were getting all of the biters hatching on the ship. I am not sure. No, I haven't run out of underground pipes. The rest are just being botted in. This is almost certainly going to be too long a pipe. I'm expecting to have to put in a pump on it, but I thought I'd build it first and find out how much too long it is, and therefore where I need to put the button. There's an. Oh yeah, you're right. There is a button for it. I was just being dumb. Thank you.
That's what I was suggesting to click on.
Okay, yeah. Yep, too long as predicted. So where's nearby power? Here's near power. Let's take it out there. I want to put in a pump. Pump. I need to make a pump, I think. Pump. There we go. Put you there, and that there, and then power there. And there. Right, there we go. Pumping. So that's now going to that's the other gunge mine that we were playing around with before. Hopefully all of this is this is just inside the safe zone. I'm not convinced that's far enough inside the safe zone, actually. I think I might move this to over here. Right, remove all of that. And that. And then corner pieces go there, there, there. Right, there we go. That's now working and is now a bit more inside the safe zone covered by weaponry. Right, so we've had some comments about available ship. No, not available ship. This was the egg. Rubia imports Biter X. Right, so Quago was saying, detect it. You can detect it in orbit of planet X. You enable both moving to and moving from. Planet single will be 3 when in orbit, 2 when moving away, 1 when moving towards. That's very unhelpful. There was a box text about that. Moving to. Oh, I see. Since the location at the end of the space connection platform is travelling to, tell us apart from moving from, it'll be value of 2. Okay, fine. But it doesn't tell you. I don't see it telling you. It doesn't say anything about if you tick them both. Then it'll tell you that that's the one it's currently at. Because I wanted to do that with the Pelagos ship, so it knew when it was at Pelagos to request different amounts of fuel. But that didn't seem to work, or I didn't. There wasn't an obvious you are at that planet. That's true. That's where the rules will be.
Something like that for Foliax one.
So we're stopped at Norvis at the moment. So if I tick both of those, what's on this cable? On the input. Oh yeah, we do indeed have three on the Norvis there. So if I untick that, we now have 1 on the Norvis. But it's not moving from Norvis. It's stopped at Norvis. That's unhelpful. I don't want to know when it's moving. So that means that's going to be greater than 0 when it's at Rubia, which isn't what I want. So I'm going to have to change that to be Norvis. That's unhelpful. Why is the 5 in there? Oh, that was probably running... And. There we go. That wasn't an and, that's why. Right, so... Yeah, so that's very unhelpful that that it says show when moving to or from, but it also shows when it's at that planet as well. Now I can sort of see, well, I can sort of see it being when anything is happening involving this planet, but I don't like that. That feels like an unhelpful signal when it says moving from and moving to, because it says send the location at the beginning of the space connection which the platform is travelling along. The platform is not travelling along a space connection at the moment, so there is no location at the beginning of the space connection the platform is travelling along, because there is no space connection the platform is travelling along. Still, we've seen what it does, and we now understand how it works. So setting that to Norvis means that when it's on the Norvis part of the journey, it'll load up one of these things. It'll get there. It'll load up with the eggs, so then it'll be ready to set them back again. So let's go back to Rubia. No, let's not yet. We're not quite ready for that. So we need to do the Rubia. We want to say when cargo is... So I guess actually, no, we need to get rid of this one, because we're doing a get biter eggs from Norvis. So it's not when cargo... It's when cargo of biter eggs is 0 and... item count, there we go, that's what I was looking for. It's called cargo here, but item count in the ad, and that seems to confuse me. And the space rock, that guy, is equals 0. So when it's run out of both of those, then it can depart, it can go to Norvis, it can do an all request satisfied, and then head back over to Rubia. So we'll save that. Then we'll head back to, well, we're heading back to Rubia, nice. That's fine. We're trying to. Are we actually going? Yes, we are. We're on our way back to Rubia. Nice. So now I can retick that. So it'll go. Oh, the only thing is, the nuclear fuel thing is probably fine. There is a risk of some extra biter eggs from that, but yeah, I can't really get rid of that.
The nuclear fuel thing should never actually kick in, because it should be topping up every time it's at
The only time it would kick in is if the ship sat over Rubia for approximately forever and ran through all of the fuel. So it is possible. But worst case is we end up with a load of biters on the ship. I'm prepared to put up with that sort of edge case of causing some biters to spawn on the ship. It was the previous edge case of we're just going to go and get more forever that was upsetting me a little bit. So I think I'm happy with this design. I think. As long as it works, I'm happy with it. But we're not going to know whether it works until we can run Rubia, because over on Rubia we've got to churn through all of the eggs, which means we need a supply of bioflux, which means Sophia needs to finish his ship, which is a complicated design and is therefore taking quite a long time. Which is fair enough. Don't take that. That's not meant to be a dig at Sophia. It is a big and complicated job that he's trying to do. But
we are currently running science.
Oh, true, we are. Where are you getting the bioflux from? Is that just... Oh, that's from the ships flying back and forth from Gleba. Fair enough. Yeah. How far have we got? Let's have a look. That guy, biofusion. So you are doing this one? Yes, this one. We are 3% of the way through, so you've done about 30. Okay. This might be going to take a while. I guess once we have a much healthier supply of bioflux, this thing can be extended and made much bigger, and have more than one machine making the science packs, because this does take a long time. Is there any sort of supply shortage for it? Is it worth so in other words, is it worth putting in a speed beacon next to it? Or potentially speed modules in it, because we're not short of electricity on this planet at all. So
they don't use electricity; they're biochambers.
Oh, of course, it's biochamber. Yeah, so a module, a beacon isn't going to help. Fair enough.
No, it will still speed it up. It'll just use more nutrients, and that's why I've put the efficiency modules in there to try and limit that. However, the nutrient supply
does seem to be pretty good.
Strong at the moment, so I'm inclined to switch the efficiency to more productivity and chuck in a beacon.
Oh wow, it's only at -40. That's impressive.
Yeah, that's why I bothered with that.
Why is that using? I didn't realise that you got so much of a power bump from. It's plus 80% from for product 3. Okay, right, fine. That explains it. No, we haven't got any techs with biofusion yet. We're working towards the one that allows you to turn the bio goop into nutrients, because it'll be rather useful here, because then we won't need to use the bioflux to make the nutrients. At least that's the theory. I would dispute that, Quagor. When it is in the orbit of a planet, it is not moving to it or moving from it. Therefore, it should be outputting 0. So yeah, I understand.
Yeah, but then you don't have a "Where am I?" detection.
Yes. But the box text says you don't have a "Where am I" detector. So I guess my point is that the description is bad. It should say the description should say moving to from or at the. So at the moment it says sends a location at the beginning of the space connection which the platform is travelling along. It needs to say or current location. Because at the moment it says it does not do what it is saying. I'm not saying that the signals are wrong and unhelpful and should be different. I'm saying that the description in the box text is wrong and therefore should be changed. I don't mind that it's telling you when it's at a planet. I mind that the box text is wrong about what it's telling you. So now, yeah, we've got 2 for Rubia. Fine, I don't mind that, but I would like to have known it from the box text rather than having to find it out by going in here and poking and checking.
Mike, would you like some good news?
Go on.
Biofusion Science Pack spoils.
Oh.
Has a 30-minute spoil time.
That's not totally surprising, in fairness.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is always made fresh, apparently.
Oh, good. Well, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's no worse.
Good news, we're lobbing it away fast enough.
We are now, but
Yeah,
it's
but
going to be the case
once we
of
get
when
onto-
we
We want to
put
get
it
onto the
rockets.
researches that don't involve lobbing it. Yeah, we need to come up with a way of doing sort of what I've done with the. Sorry, my brain is fried because it's 33 degrees in here. We need to come up with a way of doing what I've done with the eggs for the science packs, so that we can have them produced on demand and then shipped over, and we can't even put them into an ice chest though, which is going to be a bit worse. But at least if we can send them over when we need them. But that's the thing, we won't know whether we need them until we upgrade to 2.1. So
I think that's a do it once 2.1's out.
yeah,
Thing.
and in the short term, I guess we just produce excess and waste them, which is a shame. But what else can we do? At least the spoilable only one of the spoilable ingredients. Yeah, and we're just going to have to churn through an infinite amount of. Let's just have to steadily churn through bioflux and stuff. And actually, it's just going to be bioflux that it's churning through, isn't it? And if Sophia's making that for free, then we're not going to run out of any resources. So it doesn't really matter. That's just to keep the iron bacteria alive. Yeah. Okay. And the is brown froth free. We've got some oil coming through as well. It's made from scrap. It's not too expensive, I guess, to keep it running. Where's the brown froth frothing? Over here. Yeah. So if we're wasting brown froth, then we are wasting bio goop. But we've just added in another 16 million. 12,897% bacterial sludge. So there's quite a lot of it, which is apparently 60 million. Or rather, we started with 60 million, and we now have 12,879% left. I missed the bits. I only missed those 3 up there. It bothers me that we get these in different numbers and that they don't really make sense. But I do sort of understand why, but it still bothers me a bit. And over here we started off with 16.6 million, and we're now down to 3,692%. So yeah. So yes, we could do a similar sort of thing for only requesting it when required with the bioscience from Gleba. We could put in a system over here that tells the machinery down here to only make science packs when a ship arrives asking for them. That'd be relatively straightforward. Or alternatively, we could shove these into ice chests rather than just putting them into, and then only load them into rockets when a ship comes in to request them. And then we only send the ship over from the other end when we actually need it, and so on. So the same sort of thing could be implemented for Gleba without too much difficulty. Do we have any hydrocarbons on this planet? I know we're making rocket fuel, but can we make petroleum gas? It's been so long since I played with anything on Gleba that I just can't remember. I feel like surely you must be able to make petroleum gas somehow on Gleba. We're making... That's not lube, that's fertilizer. We're making so many other sort of organic-y things, and some of them are turning into rocket fuel, but I don't think I've seen any way of making petroleum gas over here. Let's have a quick look in here and see if we can find a way to do it. So, petroleum gas... Alternative recipes. That's from crude oil, coal. We don't have coal. Oh, we have carbon, so we could make coal and then liquefy it into. That's a bit of a mess, but we could do it. Light oil cracking, wood. Oh, we've got wood, so we might be able to. Oh, we need alumina for that. Never mind. Bitumen, no. Plastic and sulfur get bioprocesses. I don't need pet gas for anything. Yes. So, yeah, but it's not, do we need pet gas? It's can we make pet gas? Actually, no, it's not. It's can we make carbon dioxide? And I suspect carbon dioxide will be easier to make than pet gas. That's not dioxide. Oh, carbon from carbon dioxide. No, the other way around, please. Carbon dioxide, this guy. So, we can make that from, we can gather it from gas point, okay. We can make it from oxygen and heat. Oh, in a vacuum heating tower. Oh, right, yes, because we're burning fuel. So that, but doing it like without the oxygen supply. So something like this. We could pull in atmosphere and then make carbon dioxide in a vacuum boiler. So we could do that. We could ice and atmosphere. Why are you like this? Why do you need atmosphere? Barrels, fine. Or from petroleum gas, which is what we'll be doing elsewhere. So, yeah, the answer to this is probably going to be this one. So you gather in some atmosphere and then burn, assuming we can do that, where atmosphere comes from a vacuum boiler. No, that's forced combustion. Atmosphere comes from a chemical plant and is just produced, which is fine, on a planet like this. So we could hook up a chemical plant to a vacuum boiler and make carbon dioxide in that. That would then allow, there's plenty of water on this planet. That would then allow us to do the standard loop, making the dry ice. So yes, we can put in ice chests over here in order to keep the Gleban science fresh, and then we could trigger these inserters when a request comes down for probably somehow. I don't know how, but we could probably trigger these when we get an appropriate request. Load it into here, it'll be completely fresh. Oh yes, as soon as a rocket arrives.
By completely fresh, you mean 50% fresh?
I do, yes. Fresh enough. Although actually that said it's at 78% at the moment, and 75% here. So it's potentially as it is, it's coming over fresher, which is bizarre. But then a lot of where's the Gleba Exports ship? Gleba Exports, how are you? What's your science pack like?
The thing is, it's going to be fresher if we're using it, which is when we actually care. And if we're not using it, Yeah, we're going to get
It'll be
some that's
50%,
going off.
so who cares? But it'll still be 50%. It won't spoil. Yeah, agreed.
No, but even if it drops further and spoils, do we care? Because we're not using it.
True, and yeah, Gleba is a slightly different case because everything on that planet is literally unlimited. So there's no harm in, there's no wastage of non-infinite resources. The spaceships don't require anything to fly around that they don't gather from the infinite resources of space. So true, it doesn't. Yes, on Gleba it doesn't matter. I will accept with that science it doesn't matter. Well, the one I really want it for, which we can't do it for, can't do it like that. Yeah, we can't do it for until we have 2.1 is Pelagos, because we are churning through titanium in order to make science packs that are just spoiling on the belt, in the rocket, on the way over to on Norvis, wherever. So I'd like to have a way of turning that on and off, but at the moment we don't have that. So that one is a shame, and I can't think of a good way around that without doing it manually. So, for example, we could come over here. We could turn off the supply of titanium. No, we could turn off the supply of titanium going into the or turn off the supply of something going into the science production over here. So we stop using up the titanium, or we could do it through circuit signals. But until we can send a signal over from Norvis, and then have that triggered by a science lab, we can't turn these off automatically. We'd have to do it manually, and we'd forget to turn them back on again. And then we go, hey, why isn't this research running? Like this one, what are you using? Yeah, this is using a decomposition science pack, for example. So we need to have decomposition sciences being shipped over for this research, but we don't for this one or this one. And therefore, it'd be nice for it to be turned off, but yeah, we can't do that at the moment.
And Mark and I keep nudging a different science in front of it whenever one of us notices that the science stops.
Yep.
Okay. Right,
I keep
so that's
noticing the pop-up saying he's moved it and looking at the science and going, oh yeah.
so that's a production and transport. We're not sending enough decomposition science packs over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Because there's quite a lot of them available here on the planet. The rocket is full, but I guess it's not being shipped quickly enough. I have no idea which ship is responsible for Pelagos. Does it have a Pelagosian name? No, I don't think
it's
it
the
does.
one you've made that runs off ethanol.
Oh, yes, of course. The Y-Wing.
Y-Wing.
Yes. And that is currently stopped at Pelagos. Right, so that's going to be filling up with... it's going to wait for 6,000 science packs to come up. So yeah, okay, it is running. And at the moment, we are doing some Pelagogian researches. It's also not a particularly quick ship, but I kind of wanted to play around with the ethanol-powered ships because they're there. And so we've ended up with a slightly slower ship for this route. I think it's slower anyway. It's faster on the way to Norvis than it is on the way back out again, which is made sense at the time. And we only have one rocket silo sending the science packs up. Wonder if that's worth increasing. Because we're trying to launch 6 rockets. Maybe we should be boxing them up. Can we box up these science packs? I think we can.
We do then have to unbox them at the other end.
Yeah, that's relatively easy, but no, we can't. Science packs are not boxable. Yeah, so yes, it does get put on ice when it gets to Norvis to be refreshed back up to 50% if it's gone down from that. Yes, that is true. However, if it's below, if it spoils on the way over because it's dropped down in the, this is with Gleba. If it's dropped down to below 50% in these chests and in the rocket, which it seems like it doesn't because we are using it up at quite a rate at the other end. But if it drops down to completely spoiled in the box, the rocket, and the ship before it gets to Norvis, then it's spoiled. Whereas if we have a system that does send it over on demand, it could be kept in ice chests here, which would mean it would never go below 50%. And then by the time it gets over to Norvis, it would still be above 0%. And then when it lands, it would be brought up back up to 50% in the ice chests. So, yeah, it's a slightly different. I know it will be brought back up to 50% on Norvis, but it won't be if it spoils on the way over.
If you're going for on demand, then you limit the production and only produce it.
That would be even better, yes. Although production is fairly slow, so that would have to be expanded. But yeah, theoretically, we could do that. Yeah, over here you're quite
Sophia,
right.
side
The rate of science production on Pelagos is a bit too. Is actually. Is it yes, it is in fact the limiting factor. Yeah. So you're quite right. If we wanted Pelagos to ship out more science, we'd have to put more systems in, more biochambers in here doing the science production. But the island's kind of full, and there's not that many researchers that use it. We just seem to be stuck on some of them at the moment, or trying to do some of them at the moment, rather. Yes.
Yeah, they're the cheaper ones. So, and Mark and I are both generally prioritizing, basically based on price.
Okay, that seems
For the
reasonable.
infinite.
Yeah, churn through the cheap ones until, or unless it's something we particularly want, then yeah, that makes sense. Cool.
That's generally not an infinite at that point.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and occasionally there's a specific infinite that you want more of, but no, I that's fine. Right. Back to... So, at that point, I've been getting away talking about things for a... Whoa, why is that turret out of ammo? Why is there no ammo up here? There's not very much ammo coming along here. Why is there not very much ammo coming along here? Why is it scrolling so slowly? Why is there not very much ammo coming through here? It's all going off to other places. Oh, is it because we're filling up... I guess we've taken a lot to fill up the belt up here. So maybe once that backs up, it'll be all right again, but it still feels... Yeah, so that's now backed up. So we're now going to be sending all of this along here on one side. This is... Oh, I see. This is... Blimey, this is... All of this is coming from here.
Alright, Mark, we can hop over now.
Alright.
So we've got a red belt's worth of... Basically, we've got a red belt's worth of ammo, and then I've requested to fill up this long belt that goes all the way up here, which is perhaps a touch on the excessive side. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, or maybe I should have prioritised it the other way. In fact, let's do that. If I have priority that way, then we're not going to get any up here, and it's all going to go horribly wrong. So this is a bad idea, but I'm going to do this for now because I'm a little bit worried about the turrets down at the end over here that have run out, and I don't want our rocket silos to get wrecked.
Would it be worth having a wall instead of the turrets up the length of the belt, so that you're not using
instead
ammo?
of the turrets? Yeah, potentially. Okay, I'll run over and put that in by hand. Yeah, that will probably be a bit cheaper. I don't know how much of a gap we're going to end up with actually, but it's certainly worth a try.
So the outpost at the north end has taken damage.
Oh yeah. Okay, so this needs to come back down again and have at least one more. So yeah, that's interesting. So we do have full turret coverage over it, but I guess it's just not enough. So I'll tuck in another
Basically
two of these
one
here.
turret.
Yeah.
You could also throw in laser turrets, since you're not caring about picking up stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Right, so then over here, I want to have a wall, this stuff, and we want it to be there, so it's properly protective. And then I guess we'll need that one for the top, for the wall at the top there. And then take that out, take that out, take that out.
It's 10 to 11, so I'm going to head to bed. I'm knackered.
Okay.
Thanks for the game, all. Good night. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you all later.
All right. Good night. See you next time.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to do on Rubia before you go? I don't think there is. You'd have told us. But,
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Thank you. It's working. When Sophia finishes his ship, it'll probably need a little bit of integration, but it should be fine.
Yeah. Get your ship in order, Sophia.
Yeah, he's in a side channel, but anyway.
Okay.
Thanks for the game, all. Night chat. Have a good one.
No, see you next week. Actually, well, see you
Yeah.
slightly sooner than next week, but you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Anyway.
Right, bye. Oh yeah, new turret should get some inserters. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Thank you. That one. Right, so I don't think that's going to help very much because there's not very much of a gap between the two two rows there. So yes, technically we'll get a few trash droids that sort of crash in this area here, like that one. That one probably won't get shot down except by me. But most of them, I don't think it's actually going to make any difference. But oh well. So I think the actual correct fix for this is probably, I was going to say it's going to be to make more ammunition. It's probably going to be to upgrade this belt, actually. Do we have blue belts rather than going straight to green? Yes, we do. Let's take some of those then. and blue splitters because we're going to want some of them. Right, so I'm going to upgrade it. The thing is, this is yellow all the way through because somebody decided to use this belt also for... There's a production system somewhere downstream that uses... that uses yellow ammo as one of its ingredients. Oh yeah, I selected the wrong thing. That's the other tool. But still, it's actually what I actually wanted to do is that. I think. Hang on, where do you? Oh yeah, then you go down here. So I'm gonna upgrade that. And that twice. Fine. Give me some blue undergrounds as well. There we go. Down here, right, you as well. And then I can upgrade this one. The upgrade, auto-upgrader thing doesn't work quite so well when you've got a mixture of different coloured belts going along here like this. But still, that should now be... Oh no, I want to go past here at least. And let's carry on along here as well, just because it seems like a good idea. And here too, because yeah, we've absolutely run out all the way up here. Yikes. Oh wait, is this my new... Yeah, this is my new one, right? So that is prioritising the other way. Let's remove that out of priority now, so it should send it both ways. There we go. So now we've got a lot more ammo coming through. This is going to turn into a problem at some point because the box is going to empty. So I'm probably going to need to do more ammunition production as well. We're getting a lot of attacks. Where's that? Where is that? Oh, in... Here. Oh, dear. Wait, what? Oh, it's... No, I haven't been extending the wrong belt. Okay, this is just... Oh, it's because they ran out of ammo along here. Right, okay, that's fine. Explicable damage is explicable. Put another wall in there, though, just for funsies. Right, so there we go. We've got more ammunition coming down here now. This should keep everything happy and get all the guns reloaded again. And all should be well. So that's filling up. It's all going through on the top, on the port side. The starboard side is about to fill up as well. That seems to be okay. My concern at this point is back over here, where it's being produced. Partly because we're not using very fast inserters here. Let's upgrade those to. I haven't got any better ones to upgrade them to. Most because eventually, yeah, we're going to be depleting the amount of ammunition in these boxes. Except we're not depleting the amount of ammunition in these boxes. Let's try a little bit harder to deplete the amount of ammunition in these boxes by taking some green inserters and upgrading there and there and there and there. So we'll fill the boxes up and empty them a bit more quickly. So we're getting a bit more throughput now. I'm kind of hoping that since a red belt used to be enough, and I've only put in like 5 more turrets, that maybe now 2 green inserters on a blue belt will be will be plenty. I don't want to start using stack inserters because whilst that would mean sending more down the belt, it would also mean putting a lot more onto the belt. And currently, sort of quantity is the problem. Getting enough down to fill the belts up, filling the buffers, is the problem more so than the actual quantity of ammunition, I think. Okay, so here we go. This is now all happy again. The rockets are protected, which is the important thing. This is starting to fill up and back up along the belt. This one, this is the big one. No, this isn't the big one. This is the big one. This is looking unhealthy. But these are filling up. It's starting to come back along here now, so I feel like we're in a good position. My biggest concern is still that we're going to be sending ammunition out faster than we're producing it. So at the moment we do have, yeah, the buffers are all filling up everywhere. There is enough ammo flowing through at the moment that all the guns will stay loaded. Second belt coming from the west, above the 2 chests is disconnected. No, this one goes down here to be turned into iron. This ammunition is for iron. This ammunition is for guns. There are sort of 2 separate ones here. Oh, this one is separated. Yes, that's because somebody decided it would be a good idea to take yellow ammo off this belt in order to make something. I can't even remember what it was, but there's something downstream somewhere where the yellow ammo is being used in order to make
Science pack.
Oh, it's the science packs. Okay. And so rather than having a separate yellow ammo belt, they're taking yellow ammo or direct science pack.
No, it's the electric engines.
Electric engines are made from ammo.
Of course.
Oh yeah, so they are. Electric engines are made from yellow ammo. You heard it here first, or second rather, because Tristan said it as well. So yeah, so that requires this belt to be just yellow ammo, and the other belt is red, and the other belt up here, this one is red ammo because we've upgraded to red ammo basically everywhere else. And so we can't feed that one in here into the guns because there's a yellow ammo belt down the other end. I could run a second belt along here and then switch all this up to red ammo or something like that. Maybe that would be the sensible thing to do, just because red ammo does go a bit further. I haven't, but it's a thing that could be done. So how are these chests holding up? Oh, okay, the chests are depleting. That is what I was worried about. However, if the belts start to back up before the chest depletes, yeah, which they are. If we look here, you see, there's quite a bit flowing through here, but also the port side has stopped flowing completely. The starboard side is still, is now starting to back up a bit. So if this backs up back to the chests before we start to have problems, before the chest's empty, then the chest gets an opportunity to fill back up again. And so things might be okay. We might not need more ammo production. That said, maybe I should be putting in more ammo production anyway, just to be on the safe side. How far back has the port side got? Possibly all the way. Yeah. So we're now only, so there we go. We're now only taking the ammo out at half the rate over here. Because only one side of the belt is flowing. It's a bit more than half the rate actually, but it's less anyway. So we now have a chance of perhaps replenishing. Yeah, there we go. The chests are now replenishing nicely. That one's nearly full. That one is still emptier, but it's because it's further down the belt than the other one, so you'd sort of expect it. The other possibility would be to put in another block of ammunition production up here, but that's all fair. I wanted to say it's all fairly carefully balanced on the bacteria and the on the bacteria production, but there seems to be a lot of spare bacteria on this belt, so maybe it isn't actually. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's all okay. It's quite carefully balanced. I could put in 10% more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could put one more machine in and get slightly more ammo out, but yeah, there's probably no point. If I wanted more, I would have to copy all of this in order to get another block producing ammo a bit faster. But as you can see, this is now backed up all the way down, all the way back to here. So we're now in a state where the ammo supply can catch back up again. So I think we're probably kind of okay. It was a throughput issue, and doing some upgrades along here has sorted that out. It's very tempting now to switch these over to stack inserters, but I don't want to. I think that would just cause problems. Right. Okay. Some engines use shells to compress air to get them started. So if the ammo is just, it's electric engines though. Yeah, I don't want to do that, Quagor. That's what I was just thinking. It certainly is a possibility, but it is not a possibility I want to try. I think it would lead to sadness and misery. How are things going down here? So yeah, even after producing large quantities of steel in other places, we still have a bit of a. It's not just an absolute shortage of steel, but we don't have a huge amount of it. Every so often the train brings some of it back and we can run through it again and see if it's wanted yet. But yeah, I am slightly surprised. I was expecting the steel boxes down there to have filled up. These steel boxes to have filled up by now, but apparently not.
There are some belts damage on Rubia.
Damn it, they shouldn't be. They're hiding behind a wall. Grr. That's not meant to happen. I'm gonna have to put the turrets back in. So as far as my experimentation shows, that should have been safe because there's 2 squares there for the splash damage to avoid the splash damage, and then there should be a few squares.
I thought it was 3 squares you needed.
I thought it was 2.
So no, it was definitely more than 2.
But then down here, these underground pipes are damaged, and they've got 3.
Could it just be that the whole thing is a bit doesn't really work? The walls are just basically useless. My money's on the walls basically being useless. Oh, now it's being destroyed. Oh, it's Rabaska. Okay. Rabaska's probably alright. As long as it's just turrets being destroyed on Rabaska, I think they're going to get automatically replaced. So I'm not too worried about them. Where were those damaged pipes? I will put in a... Oh, here we go, over here. No, there's no ammo particularly close to here, which is probably why we didn't bother to put in... Oh, there's a gun turret covering them just, but only just.
There's a gun turret to the west and the east, just about covering it.
Yeah, but they're both just about covering it rather than... I mean, technically it is covered, but you need a certain amount of oomph in your shootings to take them down. And I don't think we have that.
Turrets behind were also pointing the opposite direction, so they're potentially rotating, and then by the time they've turned, it crashes.
It's possible, yeah. Quago didn't like the walls either. He used yeah, lasers do seem to be a possibility. I could run a wall of lasers down here, I suppose. I don't know. There's something. I like the idea of using guns to shoot them down, and because that was what we had to do for quite a long time. There's a sort of a certain pleasing something about sticking with that design. But I will admit the lasers are a lot easier. I don't know. Ooh, the rocket fuel is nearly backed up along here. Lovely.
Yep.
Oh, that's because you brought a load in. Oh no, you increased production. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've tripled the production.
Yes. Yes, these trains are very, very thirsty on the old fuel, so they use 100 times as much as a regular train.
I've also automated your ship, by the way.
Oh, the one bringing bioflux and stuff over.
Available ship, yeah.
Okay.
So that we maintain the supply of bioflux. I'm not requesting the iron bacteria anymore.
Good, because you won't get any. that was a manual
No, I would
process.
have done. That's the problem.
Oh, would you?
Yes, because I've told it to unload, because that way I get the bioflux.
No, I mean you wouldn't have got any more iron bacteria sent up to it.
Oh, from Gleba.
From Gleba.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're at 49% nutrients from sludge researched. Some progress has been made. It's nearly halfway. Yay. That's true. Yes, we've earned the lasers. You're quite right. By project Man of Stool. Oh, you've got to the point you need 2 Yetomatrons over here. Have you considered filtering these inserters to not load the iron ore into the wagon?
It gets unloaded basically instantly.
Even with just long inserters? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I originally had it without an inventory in there for it, but they would sometimes be holding it.
Oh, right, yeah. I think it is after 11 o'clock, and I'm quite tired because it's 33 degrees in here, and I've not been sleeping all that well because of that. So I think it might be time to wind the stream up a little bit. How is everyone on a sort of a finishing up whatever their current project is? Oh, thank you. Well, I say thank you, Quagor, on behalf of Tristan. Although actually it was a bit of a collaboration between us because I did the top bit, he did the bottom bit, but I think he did the hard bit because mine was mostly copying Mike's design. Okay, good. Right, so let's start to wind up a little bit. So yes, thank you everyone for watching as ever. This week I will be back on Wednesday. So I will be having a stream on Wednesday. I should be finishing off Sam and Max Hit the Road, and then we'll see what happens. I'll have to think about what to do next after that. I have a slightly more long-term idea, but that needs a little bit of prep work doing for it before we actually get onto it. But yeah, there are plans, but some of them need to be got to. So yes, I'll be back on Wednesday to finish off Sam and Max Hit the Road. There'll be video coming out on Friday as usual. So that'll be the first Rubia video for the public release. And if you're a supporter, you get early access. So you'll get the second Rubia video, where I'm going to talk about how all the things we put in along the bus, all the various different goopy things we're making along here. Alright, so yeah, please make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you don't miss out on that, and also to the Twitch channel so you don't miss out on everything that's going on here. Kryptonite walls are mostly for protecting items at the edges of your turret range. I guess. Yeah, it just seems like the answer to that is to put in more turrets. Even over here on the very, very front line, we've got the turrets. Once you've got the sniper turrets, there's enough range there that they can pick off the trash droids before they come in, and there's room for quite a few more guns along there. So I suppose if they have more health,
if you put a wall down at the limit of the range, then some won't get in, and you'll save ammo.
True. Yeah. So just outside the range.
So that
makes sense. Yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, that would make some sense. Yeah. Okay. That's fair enough. It will cut down on the number you need to shoot a bit. Yeah. Fair. Okay. I can see it. I can see it being a little bit helping a little bit, should we say? Especially yes, if they have more health, then it take a bit more to shoot them down. Although that'd just be more guns. We've got far more guns than we need at the moment. But yes, I guess having a wall right on the edge of the range would help quite a bit. Or yeah, chuck. You can save ammo with laser turrets, yes, but that's a late game thing. Once you've got Iron Man, as you said. Right, so that was a little bit of a distraction. So if you're as ever, if you're watching on Twitch, please stick around. I'll go off and find someone to raid. If you're watching on YouTube, then well, I'm afraid you can't join in the raid. That's not how YouTube works. But thank you very much for watching anyway, and I hope you're looking forward to everything else that's going on the channel. Hopefully it'll be a little bit cooler next week, and I'll be able to keep the stream running for a bit longer. So right, let's go off and find somebody to raid. So I'll do that and that and that. Right, so Twitch raid channel. Let's find somebody playing Factorio. Who have we not raided recently? That one's appears to be in French. Let's not go into there. We've raided them before. Ooh, someone's playing with Factorio 2.1. Let's go and see how they're getting on with it. Right, so, as ever, once again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Raid will be starting in 6 seconds, so I hope you've enjoyed the stream, and we'll come back for the next one. Thank you very much. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Chat.
Bye, chat.